blues, greens, and the same on this side. A little bit like Notting Hill. It's very pretty, ridiculously expensive. You know, there's just enough space. You can park here. Most of the spots along here are residents parking. One other thing I do find quite curious and a bit funny actually in this part of London is that when people are on the phone on the street, half the time they hold their phone in their hand and talk into it. So there are definite negatives to living in this part of London. It's not all perfect, unfortunately. It's a great place to live in terms of location, but yeah, the noise is just a nightmare. Wherever you live in centre of London, there's noise. Even where I live now in South Kent, there's noise. Yeah, Peter Jones is here. Ooh, look at that. Yeah, this one's here all the time, guys. I don't know why it's here all the time. I'm guessing either Harrods rent it to make it look good, but this one is literally here all the time. Plus, you know, they wouldn't, if it were just a completely discreet private owner, they wouldn't have Ken Shake Cars Instagram written in the back, would they? Let's be honest. Crazy, isn't it? I mean, just look at the thing. I'm sure I'll be able to fit it all in. I'm going to try to fit it all in the frame. Wait, I'm going to pause here if anyone wants to take a picture or whatever. Okay, the guys here are fishing, everyone. This is how much they bought, how much kit they bought with them for fishing. Guys, seriously.
Never enough.
The things that you see here, I tell you. And again, we all know that London City Walk likes to go where no one else dare go. Folks, I've decided, I didn't tell you all of this, but ever since we started the walk earlier on in Earls Court, part of the reason that people will look at me in a very funny way is that I've only been wearing my swimming trunks. Okay? Honestly. Yeah, I've been walking almost naked since we left Earls Court. In fact, by some luck, the final bench is available here. Look, right in front of the bridge. Okay, welcome if you're joining on YouTube. We are at the boundary between Zone 1 and Zone 2 here in central London. I'm standing on the junction of Cromwell Road and Earls Court Road. And wow, it's a teeny weeny bit busy. Look at this. In fact, it's exceedingly busy. Postal code area here is SW5. Over there is Zone 2. We are carrying along, however, this way, Earls Court Road. Why? Because this keeps us literally one street within inside Zone 1. And today we will be going from Earls Court, Zone 1, where we are now, keeping within Zone 1, moving toward more central Zone 1, in other words, Chelsea, bottom of Chelsea. So we'll be going from SW5 into SW10, which is the sort of Fulham end of Chelsea, and then we'll be walking through SW10 up into Chelsea proper, SW3, which will then become Sloane Square. Walking along Sloane Square, probably in all likelihood up Sloane Street, which will then take us eventually into SW1, which is both Sloane Street and Harrods, folks. It's both, yeah, Sloane Street and Harrods, all together. We're going to keep a good eye on the sunshine, everyone. At the moment, the sunshine, luckily, is comfortably on the right-hand side. If it starts getting a bit too much, I'll cross over. Okay, I'm just going to sort of focus on the shops here because all of this is new to me, so I'm quite interested, to be honest, what sort of thing we have here. Marouche, a lot of Lebanese here, actually. A lot of... wait, let's cross over so we don't have to worry about the sun. Miraculously got a gap in the traffic at that exact moment. 1 second. Yeah, lots of Chinese restaurants, lots of Lebanese, etc. That's better. Okay, better to be on this side. That way I don't need to worry about the sunshine, which is now comfortably behind the shops on my right. You walk. I don't. You know, I don't. It's a funny thing actually. When I was in Paris, I was thinking, my God, everyone walks super fast compared to me. Parisians do walk fast. I kind of walk. Okay, look, I'm going to try and walk a little bit more slowly. Okay. I thought I walked at a normal speed. Now you're making me self-conscious. People are going to be thinking I'm running toward them. Oh well, this is very cute. Look at this. This is called Spear Mews, apparently. Spear Mews. Isn't that a super pretty little street? In fact, it opens up into being a cobbled mews at the end. Entrance looks a bit sort of dirty and dejected, but it's very swish at the other end. I can see some hotels, and for some reason there are flags. I'm not going to massively digress because we'll never end up making it to cheers, to Chelsea and Knightsbridge if guys there were ducking under the camera. Very polite. See, people are super polite, literally. Hey, welcome convict. Yeah, they were ducking under the camera because they didn't want to get in the frame. Super polite. People are super chill. They don't get all angry when they see the camera. They're kind of like, oh, it's okay. Right, okay, so let's carry along here. Coming soon, Emmy. Not long to wait now. Welcome, Lynn. The only thing I have noticed here, actually, I guess because we're a little bit far out of the centre, the roads, the streets are very narrow here. The pavement is very narrow. Very narrow. In fact, even the main road is narrow. I guess that explains why it's super busy. Look how much traffic there is. It's the middle of the day. If it's this busy now, it must be crazy busy in the evenings or during rush hour. Okay, let's see. Anyway, so heading along. Still, we're on Earls Court Road. Oh damn, I wish I hadn't seen that. Now I'm feeling super hungry at this point. Wait, this could be heaven. One side you've got KFC, the other side you've got Nando's and McDonald's. Like fast food heaven right away. There's even, look, guys, there's a Greg's as well over there. I mean, it's like literally everything you would ever want in fast food world, all in one location. Okay, so, gosh, there's even Leon. It's all here. They've got it all. Every single fast food you would ever want is on one street within 1 minute of walk. And going a bit up market, they've even got a pool on the other side, then a pub. Damn, it's busy here, isn't it? Look, I mean, it's constant. Imagine living here on this street, actually, and having this much traffic under your window all the time forever. Look, and the moment it stops, very briefly, there's a huge queue down there ready to come up. This street looks interesting as well. What's it called? It's called Hogarth Place. Looks like a street with a lot of little restaurants and sunbed places and so on, as far as I can see. Cute. Okay, anyway, let's continue. That's not the way we're going. So, Earls Court Station, everyone. Okay, interesting one. Literally, boundary of Zone 1 and Zone 2 right here. Go in there and go anywhere west, and boom, we suddenly magically transport ourselves into Zone 2. Sorry. So I can almost bash into somebody there with a camera. Okay, let's continue. Gosh, look, people, place still charging for PCR test. So look at that, £99 for a PCR test. Probably cost them like 10p to buy it. What a joke, eh? Literally. £99 for a PCR when, I mean, how many countries even ask you for a PCR these days? Basically none. How old am I? I'm too old to date your teenage daughter, but I'm not old enough. Actually, you know what? Let's not go there. I'm not a young man, not an old man. How's that? Okay, fruit store. Put it this way, I have teenage kids, if that kind of clarifies it a little bit. We are, everybody, here right now. We're on Earls Court Road in a super sunny, super bright, like crazy super bright, in fact, West London. Here is where we are, Pennywern Road. New to me, but hey, let's go across and see where we end up. The plan is to be heading toward Chelsea, first of all. First stop Chelsea, everyone, coming up. So they've got M&S Food, which I guess is a good starting point. M&S Food Hall here as well. And lots of very nice red bricks on the other side. Looking fantastic, actually, in this light. Thank you, Ken, much appreciated. Thank you for the kind words. Bit of an ad hoc one, this. It wasn't really planned, but I thought, you know what, it's so sunny, why don't we go somewhere new? No, this is not a job, nor is it full-time. It's for fun. It's for fun. I live here, so why not share it? In fact, actually, look at this one. Some of the roads are really, really, really expensive looking, actually. Considering that we're on a very busy main road, this one is called Barkston Gardens. It looks very expensive. In fact, any of these red bricks are almost invariably expensive. And then they look amazing. Look in the summer, well, not really summer. I mean, it's almost summer strength sunshine, but in this beautiful sunshine. Incredible. What a glorious day. In fact, the perfect time to be outside, let's be honest. Who would want to be anywhere except outside on a day like today? Come on, simple as that, am I right? Literally as simple as that. As I said, simple as that, the girl said yes. Like, what? Wait, I wasn't even talking to you. Some weird things in the gardens here as well. What is that? Somebody said that they're going to just pop a sculpture in their front garden here on Earls Court Road, probably to scare motorists away. Okay, crossing over with Bramham Gardens, apparently. Bramham Gardens. Again, all of this is very new to me, folks, so I know roughly where we're going in terms of the outlying map, shall we say, so I'm not going to get lost. If we keep walking southbound, apparently we reach roughly where King's Road begins. Bottom of King's Road, that is, World's End part of King's Road. Fulham, Chelsea and Westminster Hospital, I think, end, which is SW10. Okay, so let's carry along here, see where we end up. I'm quite liking the variety of shops and little restaurants and so on. Bit of a surprise. How do we say it? It's a little bit less organised than when you're in the centre, but you get a lot of surprising things that you probably wouldn't find anywhere else. You get some red phone boxes, which is, and you get friendly shopkeepers. Take it easy. See, look, in the middle of nowhere, shopkeeper just like, hey dude, thumbs up. Wait, laundrette as well. Wow, it's a long time since I've seen one of those. Goodness me. That would be hard work, wouldn't it? Dragging your laundry down here to wash your clothes and stuff in the laundrette. Wow. But this is, I mean, to me anyway, this looks like it's a pretty expensive place to live. It's curious that you'd have a laundrette on the corner here, but then it was Earls Court Square. This is £1 million of property right here. You can see it. Look at the architecture. Look at the balconies, the iron balconies, the red bricks. What a curious mix, eh? Very curious mix. Sort of touristy little shops with phones and discounted stuff and everything, but at the same time mega expensive streets just off on the left and the right. Another one over here. I guess it kind of gets a little bit different at this end because we're very close to being in Fulham and Chelsea. So I'm thinking that down here prices will suddenly go sky high compared to literally 3 minutes walk back there. Wait, let's check and see which postcode area we're in a minute. I'm pretty sure at any moment we're going to cross from SW5 into SW10. This is Old Brompton Road right here now, which we're going to cross directly in front, and we're going to continue walking south. Yep, still SW5, everybody. Old Brompton Road, if you can make it out over there on the wall. Is it green? Yep, I guess it is. Well, getting literally like, what is going on? There's a massive amount of traffic, but every time I get near a crossing, it just stops like magic, and then boom. Okay, let's go across again. Actually, wait, the traffic's coming now. Hold on. K&K Hotel George. Okay, I don't know that one. All of this area is very much new to me. I kind of know it roughly in terms of the main roads that surround it. That's why I'm pretty sure I won't end up getting lost. But at the same time, if I do, I know I have you friendly folks to help me out. Like a fool, I've gone back into the sunshine, which was not the idea at all. But actually, no, it looks alright. We're not getting too much glare, are we? Yeah, very true about Turkey. Very sad. Very sad. Very sad. Okay, but here in London right now, it's super sunny, and I hope there's a lot of sunshine in Turkey, despite the fact that there's a big clean-up operation underway. Did she really? Lady Diana lived here. Wow. 32.50 what, for 1 bed or a 2 bed? Redcliffe Gardens, SW10. I'm guessing Redcliffe Gardens is going to start to get silly money because fundamentally it's a lot of people that live in SW10 would, I guess, say they live in Chelsea. I mean, it kind of is Chelsea, but it's not, how to say it? It's the less affluent part of Chelsea. In other words, the further away you get from Sloane Square tube station, the lower the rent is going to go. I'm seeing plenty. Right, I'm going to get back over again, guys, to shield us from this incredibly bright sunshine. It's crazy bright. It's so bright that even when I look at this church in front, there's like a mist in front of me. So you see that in the camera, it looks misty. It actually is misty, despite the spectacular architecture. Okay, Redcliffe Square. Right, so we did miraculously, literally just appear. Look, it can't be a bad place to live. Look at this. As far as I'm concerned, if you can leave your super shiny red Ferrari outside your house on the street, it's got to be a good place to live, am I right or not? I mean, look at it, just sitting there in the sunshine. The guy's like, oh, you know what? I'll just leave it. No one's gonna steal it. Crazy. Only in London, eh? Also getting lots of nice cars coming past me on the left. Yeah, the low winter sun is a bit of a nightmare. Actually, visibility is a curious one. Yesterday the visibility was superb, but today it's like misty as well as being bright. Actually, wait 1 second. Somebody seems to have left open the gate. Is this a... Wait, let me see if there's a public garden. The gate's open, so let's have a look and see what this is. Wait, I'm going to be careful with the camera. It's like it's a kid's playground kind of thing. Wait, let's just quickly zoom around there. Look, it's basically Redcliffe Square Gardens. Look at this. I'm only going to go a little bit around because there's a kid's playground on the left, but it looks like it's a sort of a well, I mean, is it private? Wait, I didn't see if there's a lock or a key needed to get in. Oh, there is a lock on the gate, but it's called Redcliffe Square, apparently. Look. Redcliffe Square, again, new to me. How nice, actually, that you've got an outside play space or place to walk your dog, even if you live somewhere that's this central and this busy. Hey, they've even got red phone boxes. Damn, I'm actually starting to like this area. SW10. Oh, 1 second. And some super ground balconies. Look at this, people have sort of made a little outside gardens on their terraces. The lucky people that are on the first floor, because I'm guessing almost all of these have probably been converted from single houses to HMOs. So the people that got lucky and got the first floor have this massive balcony, which directly overlooks this nice sunny green square. Wow. Thank you very much, Blue Jeans, much appreciated. I'm enjoying this one actually because everything that I'm seeing is pretty much brand new. To my eyes anyway. Beautiful views actually. If you happen to live there and you've got that first floor balcony, look at this. So you've got, you know, greenery, you've got an amazing old church here. Oh, but somebody, I saw in the comments a little while ago, somebody mentioned the fencing classes. Those fencing classes are still on, everybody. I'm not sure why they call it Knightsbridge Fencing Club when the fencing classes are here at St Luke's, which is not in Knightsbridge, it's in SW10, so I'm not quite sure about that, but anyway. One of those London curiosities. A lot of places and clubs and so on, I think, choose a, how do we say it, a posh sounding name, like oh, Mayfair this or Knightsbridge that, even if it's not based in those areas. We are here, everybody. 1 second, look. There is where we are. So strictly speaking, we're in Chelsea. However, some people say this is kind of Fulham-y Chelsea. I don't actually know. What is it? Is it Fulham? Is it Chelsea? We're definitely not on Earls Court anymore. I guess it's a bit of both. I think Fulham postcode is traditionally SW6, isn't it? So if this is SW10, I think that we're sort of lower end of Chelsea. Time here just after 1 PM in the afternoon. It's 13:05 here in London, in what I'm guessing is Chelsea, but we'll find out shortly. Midnight. It might be where you are, Harold. It's definitely not midnight here. You might get this kind of light at the Antarctic, or the South Pole at midnight, but not here in London, unfortunately. But isn't it wonderful there? I mean, look, architecture, the colours, the lighting on the buildings and everything else. Wait, so the guy that just walked past us was carrying a carpet and a scooter. A curious combination. Maybe he's going to put the carpet on the floor and do some scooter tricks. Chelsea. Okay, thank you for clarifying that. Makes sense. I used to live in Chelsea for many years, but the other end of Chelsea, SW3. So I'm not really sure if this area, this kind of SW10 part, is strictly Chelsea. I guess there's a difference between Chelsea, bottom of King's Road, and Chelsea, Sloane Square end. Don't know. I mean, it doesn't really matter, but it's good to know these things. Okay, so Redcliffe Street. Bidding, over we go. It is the Royal Borough of Kensington and Chelsea. Wait, I should have pointed that out at the beginning. Look, every single sign here still says that we are in the Royal Borough of Kensington and Chelsea. But we're at the bottom end. 806 on Long Island. How much would I like to be on Long Island right now? Welcome if you're joining from the US. A lot of people in the US just waking up actually. Okay, so we're still walking down. Shortly I think we're going to come to Fulham Road and the hospital, Chelsea Westminster Hospital. I like the fact that some of you guys watching know where we are. That way if I get lost, you can guide me. Temperature isn't that bad. I mean, the air temperature is around 3 or 4 degrees, which might sound, oh my god, it's freezing. But, one, it's not. And two, the sun is making it feel much warmer, just like yesterday. For example, it's warm enough that I don't even need to close my coat. Okay, Tregunta Road, complete with people cleaning someone else's house. So I guess some of the people here have staff and gardeners to clean up their mess. Oh wow, am I seriously literally walking past somebody's house that's watching the live? So is this anyone that lived here or lives here now? What do you call this? What is it? It's Chelsea, yeah, I guess, or is it Fulham-y Chelsea? Hey, welcome. Anyone that's just joining? I guess it's Fulham-y Chelsea or Chelsea-y Fulham. People having their drains cleaned. Chelsea. Okay, thank you very much, everyone. The houses are close together, but say that probably isn't one house. This big massive building on the corner, it used to be a house. I'm guessing it's probably now several flats. Okay, yes, it's kind of joined together with the one next door. It's what we call semi-detached. In other words, it's detached on one side, but on the other side it's not. So it's semi-detached. Now if that were suddenly miraculously to become detached, I guess that as a house would probably cost, I don't know, a few million at least, because of where it is and because of how big it is. But if that was suddenly completely detached, price would be massively higher, another 20-30% on top. So it's something you have to get used to living in England. If you live in London, very few people live in London. I mean, very few people have a detached house in central London. We are walking along, actually which street is it, everyone? Well, that's Cathcart Road, SW10. I think we're still going along, sorry, Redcliffe Gardens we're walking along, everyone. Redcliffe Gardens this is. London SW10 here in Chelsea. Ever met any celebrities? Anyone that wants to bump into Hugh Grant, go and do your shopping early at Waitrose or Marylebone High Street. You'll bump into Hugh Grant quite often then. Piers Morgan, I see him around a lot. He lives in Kensington. He's always out and about on the street. I'm not really one to care much about celebrities, to be honest. I mean, if someone's on TV, they're on TV. It doesn't bother me. I might get mildly excited if I bumped into Tom Cruise one day, but that's about it. Does your feet hurt since you walk a lot? No, actually not. Weird as it sounds, no. I always wear these kind of bouncy Nike shoes, and my feet very rarely get sore, which is a bit curious, to be honest. I guess they're used to it. Okay, so Fawcett Street, SW10. Hugh, in fact, I used to see him literally every single morning. I have no idea where Tom Cruise lives. I guess he lives in the US. But yeah, literally, Hugh Grant always used to be in Waitrose buying croissants in the morning. Waitrose on Marylebone High Street. Am I rich? I mean, just define rich. What is rich? Give me a very specific dictionary definition of rich and I'll answer the question. I would say no to the question, immediately and offhand. I did meet very, very briefly, everyone get ready for it, Her late Majesty, a long, long time ago when I was a young man at the Epsom Derby. Yeah, the one and only time. Oh, Rich is making over 500k yearly. Told you I'm not rich. 500k yearly, I wish. Yeah, really. Long, long time ago when I was a young man. More than 20 years ago. That's where I grew up. Very, very close to Epsom in Surrey. So I used to be at the Derby an awful lot. Okay, one second, everyone. Right, so there's a Sainsbury's here on the corner. Rolls Royce is going by, 211 to Waterloo. Where are we now? One second. Looking for a street name. Oh, Fulham Road, everyone. It's right behind me. So this is SW10, Fulham Road. Going that way into the sunshine, which I'm guessing goes kind of towards Hammersmith and Heathrow. And that way, towards South Ken and Knightsbridge, which is kind of ish the way we're going. One second. Edith Grove. Wait, I'm just going to check if we need to go further down to Edith Grove or whether this is the turning point. One second, everyone. Let me just double check. I'm pretty sure that we need to go this way actually right now because this is the main road that should lead us up towards... Wait. Actually, no, we need to go down one more junction. We need to turn onto the King's Road. Oh, one more. There's one more. My pleasure. Thanks, everybody. I'm glad I checked. I knew it was a junction. but it's not this one, it's a second one, so we need to go just down one more, and then we will miraculously appear at the bottom of King's Road in Chelsea. There's no point in walking direct to South Kane because it's not interesting, so let's continue. Yeah, sorry, I know I did promise you guys, I'm really sorry for taking up your time with the live here, my bad. It's getting very cute here, this road is very cute, look. Lovely. SW10. Apparently the hospital should be coming up in a minute. I think the hospital is just along here on the left hand side. I'm trying desperately not to get what I think of the Prince Harry and Meghan situation, nothing. I couldn't care less. They choose their path in life, let them enjoy it, whatever. It is a lovely day here, and that's part of the reason why, again, I was out early this morning to grab some pastries for breakfast, and I thought to myself, you know what, it would be absolutely unforgivable if I didn't share this beautiful weather with all of these, lovely viewers that like to watch London. So boom, here I am. What a weird house, look at this. That's a very unusual house, and I say a house because it's almost certainly one person's house on the street where almost everything else has been broken into flats. That's very curious. Why would you paint that colour? Odd, no? Yeah, I've got a bit of a pastry habit. Typically when I wake up in the morning, I very rarely eat a lot before I go to sleep, okay? Unless I'm going out to eat for some specific reason, I won't eat before I go to sleep. Why? Because that way I sleep better. I wake up starving, and then quickly stuff some carbs and maybe some avocado or something, and I'm good to go. Or porridge and bananas is the other very fast option. Porridge and bananas, and that's it. Full up for the whole day. Yep, World's End coming up. It will be a left turn up here. That's right. Thank you for confirming. If I live right next to a Greggs, I would literally eat a Greggs sausage roll every single morning. I know it's not good for me, but my God, it tastes good. It is. It makes such a difference, in fact, having this kind of an environment outside. Yes, it's a bit chilly, okay, but at the same time, not in a bad way. It actually helps me, especially when you're carrying some kit. I'm already thinking to myself, how the hell am I going to do this when it's 30, 35 degrees in central London in the summer? Who knows, maybe I'll have to go to Morocco for 2 months and give you guys lives from various locations around Morocco. Chelsea Community Church, apparently. Yeah, me too, actually. It's annoying, we walked past a Greggs about 10 minutes ago. There's a Greggs on Earls Court Road next to this tube station, but we missed it. In the sense of, hey, I didn't bother going to get myself an early lunch. Wait, yeah, it's kind of lunchy, 1:15. Yeah, I could definitely see my based in, there wouldn't be too much to do, actually. If, say, I was based in Agadir or something like that, or Larash or somewhere, it would be very difficult to think of enough topical lives. Morocco would be an amazing place to live from if you were travelling around and seeing all of the country. But then again, I think a lot of it you would not have no reception anyway. Especially up in the mountains and places like Chefchaouen and so on as you work to the north. So, same problem as Scotland, to be fair. Second you get off the beaten track, reception problems. Okay, so we have the first sighting of the King's Road. But there it is, King's Road, everyone. Over on the wall there. Sorry if it's too bright in the sunshine. So this is my cue to turn left. So continuing down there is Edith Grove, SW10. Finally we're walking out of the sunshine. Bomb. And this is the world famous King's Road. Best part of being here about being here is that I can't get lost. I mean, this is fundamentally one straight road, which I guess is about, I'm trying to think, from here to Sloane Square Tube. 2 kilometers maybe, 1.5 miles, something like that. It's not far. Anyway, let's get started. Let's work our way up King's Road and see what we can find. Hey, don't tell me that. I don't want to hear about sausage rolls, pancakes, pastries, or anything else that's sweet. I don't even want to know if there's actually too late. There's a co-op there. Chelsea's co-op. Anyone know which side of the street is more interesting? I'm kind of wondering. I think I'm going to stay on the shady side. Yeah, I'll stay on this side because it's shady. And it's much more interesting to point the camera at the bright side but without the reflection. Okay, so along we go. King's Road. I'm guessing, in fact, again I don't know this, hence my guessing that is World's End, the estate here at the bottom of the road. Yeah, I mean, large tower blocks. I'm guessing it's World's End. Again, I don't know this. Co-op. Sorry, that over there, Co-op. That shop. It's a supermarket. We have, you know, like Tesco's and Sainsbury's and Asda and Waitrose and Lidl and Morrison's and blah 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 and Co-op. But to be honest, I don't actually ever remember seeing a Co-op in central London anywhere. Hence my surprise at seeing that. Look, you can definitely tell that this is how do we say, an upmarket area. Look, wait, sort of discreetly look. Sitting outside with a glass of white wine at 1 p.m. Okay, so we're definitely getting into the rah land, I would say. Anyway, so yeah, I'm pretty sure this is World's End. Oh, actually, you know what? Of course it's World's End, because the pub is called the World's End. Duh. Okay, so now I know. Plus it says on the sign over there, World's End Place. You can't really see it, but yeah, I can see it, World's End Place. 1 second, everybody. This comments are going so fast. I'm missing some of them. 1 second. Tipple of choice. To be honest, I don't actually drink that much. Very, very rarely. If I do, white, Chablis, red, Beaujolais probably, or a simple Baileys. Yeah, I'm not a drinker. Oh wow! Look at this. How appropriate is that? Look. Somebody decided to leave it there. How appropriate, eh? In Chelsea of all places. No lunch yet. Sorry, I know that somebody... the crooked lines on the street. That's a good question, actually. And the crooked lines, let me show you. See, the bus just went across. Those lines, the stripes across the street, that's called a level crossing. So if, for example, a pedestrian, i.e. me, decided to go and walk over that, the traffic has to stop. If a driver knocks somebody over on those lines going across the street, they'd be in a lot of trouble, because that's pedestrian right of way across there. Wait, maybe this guy's going to cross over the road, who knows? But anyway, the squiggly lines, they lead to that level crossing. So they're basically like a warning to drivers that kind of, you know what, slow down, you know, there's a level crossing nearby, etc. Oh look, see, this guy's going to walk across. There's no traffic, but notice he didn't really bother to look too much, because he knows that he has the right to walk across. And any traffic, bikes, whatever, has to stop to let him go across. Yeah, that's a level crossing. See, the cars slow a teeny bit as they go over, just in case somebody decides at the last minute to cross over. So yeah, that's the way it works here with the level crossings and so on in London. Bit of a curious system, but it seems to function. Wait, so they've even got like a garden centre and stuff here. So, sort of a tunnel there, going into the estate, I guess. Okay, new one to me. World's End Nurseries, garden centre, etc. We're crossing over Shalcombe Street. SW10 again, apologies for the sunlight, it's literally just blinding me from the house. Not a level crossing. How is it not a level crossing? If it's got stripes across the road, what is it if it's not a level crossing? Correct me. I've literally spent my whole life believing it's a level crossing. A level crossing is for trains. Hold on. Wait, we're talking about two different things. The crossing that's on the street with the stripes is a level crossing. Sorry, you're right. It is oh my god, you're right. See, look, this is what I love about this. It is a zebra crossing. Sorry. Wait, so what if that's a zebra crossing? Then what is the other crossing for trains? Zebra crossing. Oh my god, wow. Okay, look at me getting educated in my own country. I love this. Well done, guys. Thank you. Okay, so it's a zebra crossing. I'm going to believe you. I'm not going to question the assertion that it's a zebra crossing, because you know what? You guys are always right. Okay, let's continue. Whoop. Don't know why the cars are beeping. They're not doing anything. Okay, lots and lots of shops. Level crossing is for trains, zebra crossing is for pedestrians. Okay, thank you very much, everyone. Super. Okay, so Hobury Street is this one. I think we're getting to sort of, you know, slightly poshy Chelsea now. Look. Lovely. Let's hope that we're going to be really good with the reception as well. I'm pretty sure we will. I mean, I've got 5 bars. We're right. Sorry about that. It was like I'm, you know, blushing silently here, guys, with my zebra crossing mistake. But there we are. I always glad to admit when I'm wrong, and that's a good example of that. Look at how bright it is, everyone. It's crazy bright, just like yesterday. It's a super day. Actually, you know what? That's a better way to describe it. I should have termed it, as Paul just did, a pedestrian crossing. How about that? Okay. It's not a zebra crossing or a level crossing, it's a pedestrian crossing for pedestrians. So there, zigzags. See, I think part of the reason that I don't get some of this stuff is that I don't know how to drive. I've never driven a car. So all of these things that relate to the public highway and stuff are pretty much new to me. So I like the fact that I'm getting educated while I walk. It's like being back at university, but without the cost. Lots of very nice shops actually, sort of very upmarket here. Seven Oaks, Sound and Vision, etc, etc. Lots of little designer places, art galleries. Look at this, Ceylon Gallery, which is right next door. Has got an Oxfam shop. But love the contrast. Oh, look at this. Wait, is that London's biggest clock? The World's End clock. I've never seen this before. Okay, I'll keep my eye out for Vivian Westwood. I have no idea where that is. So guide me, folks. If we're getting close to it and I'm going to miss it, tell me to stop. Royal Trinity Hospice. Lots of interesting shops actually. A curious mixture between what seem to be very expensive upmarket galleries and places like this, and with charity shops blended in between. Isn't that a wonderful London thing? Upper end, lower end, all mixed together as it should be. Now what's this? Oh, wine merchants. I mean, obviously we're in Chelsea, darling. Of course there's going to be a wine merchants. A baby cot shop. Brett's. No idea what that is. Chikama. Lots of very, very cute houses over there. Wait, I've passed it. How? Wait, hold on a second. If I passed it, I'm going to go back and find it. How far back are we talking? Wait, let me get out of the sun. How far back is the Vivian Westwood shop? I didn't see it. Are you sure we passed it? I was specifically looking for something that said Vivian Westwood. I didn't see it. Okay, wait. Oh, it's the clock. Okay, wait, let's go back, guys. Let me show you the clock again. Hold on. Wait, let's go back and have a look at that super clock again. That would explain it. Plus, actually, it isn't a bad idea to look at the clock. Then I could take a picture of the clock for the Insta account. Wait, I can't actually walk backwards. I'm kind of putting the camera at this angle so that we don't get blinded. Oh, wait, hold on 1 second. You're right, everybody. Look. Of course I should have realised. Look. The lady herself. I don't know, about 20, 30 minutes, something like that. The walk hasn't been on for very long. Well, that's super, isn't it? 1 second. Let me pop the tripod down, everybody, so I can take a nice picture of this mural on the side of the wall. It's a new one to me, this. I've never seen this before. Literally never seen this before. Quite beautiful, actually, and a big surprise. Thank you very much to whoever pointed out the fact that I had to walk past it, because I would not have liked to have missed this. Wonderful. Wow, that really is a super thing to have in a... Oh, wow, it looks great in a picture. A second, let me just pop this straight onto Instagram now, everybody. Gosh. That's a lovely mural. Which location, I guess, is King's Road. Actually, wait, Chelsea, London. That'll do. Chelsea, London. People can figure out where it is. Okay, that's done. Thanks, guys. Right, let's go and have a look at the clock around the corner. Interesting to see the clock again. Oh, luckily, this extremely loud guy just passed over. Okay, that explains why I missed it, because it's not actually labelled in any way as being this or that shop. I guess it's kind of, for those in the know, shall we say. Is that the world's fastest clock? I'm guessing that the time is probably not accurate. World's End. Welcome, WVCHO, if you're joining from Poland. World's End clock. Okay, let me take a picture of that, everyone. And then we'll continue along King's Road. 1 second. World's End clock. It really is a super clock. Okay, King's Road, welcome. Clock is going backwards. You see, this is a problem. I think this is why I miss so much of the stuff, because I'm looking at the comments on the screen, trying to look at things that we're passing and stuff, and it's not actually that easy to keep it all under control. 1 second, let me pop. I'm going to try and pop pictures on the Insta as we're moving, because yesterday there was an enormous backlog of pictures at the end. Feed. Luckily, it sort of predicts the locations for you these days. So, okay, we've got a picture of the World's End clock there. Actually, it came out pretty well. Quite surprised, pleasantly surprised. World's End clock on King's Road in London's Chelsea, folks. Chelsea, done. Okay, that's it. Insta pictures done. They're on Instagram already. Thanks very much, guys, for the updates about the things that we're passing, and of course, as always, the historical facts and the background of what's going on. This lady here's having fun today. What's she screaming about? But let's let her scream in peace. Okay, so let's go around the corner here. We're going to be a little bit in the shade again in a minute. It is London, yeah. This is King's Road. Don't worry, we're getting to Sloane Square. Once we get sort of midway up King's Road, fire station, Beaufort Street part of it, I'll know exactly where we are and everything that's nearby. So hopefully at that point I won't miss anything. Oh, this lady's randomly stopping and screaming at the top of her voice. Don't know what's wrong with her, but she's not happy. But love the way that the sunshine is picking up those colours, eh? Look at how red the bus is. I mean, it's super red, isn't it? Wow. Gosh, can you hear the lady screaming? I think she's probably got a screw loose. Poor lady. Okay, right, so continuing along King's Road. Bus 11. Wait, that's the kind of, apparently I was reading yesterday somebody else's TikTok post that buses number 9 and 11 are apparently the absolute epitome of tourist route buses for London. 11's behind me. I didn't know that. I didn't know it was here. Oh, and here we are, everyone. Literally just mentioned Beaufort Street, and here we are, crossing with Beaufort Street. That will take us to the bridge, bingo, straight over the river. So now we're in Chelsea proper. 1 second. No, it's not. Chelsea is one of the most expensive areas in the whole of London. It's an incredibly expensive place to live. Even where we are, this part of Chelsea, very expensive, but the further we get towards Sloane Square, which is where we're walking to now, the more expensive it gets fundamentally. SW3 postcode is, mind-bogglingly expensive. It's a very, very swish place to live. Look, it's full of ladies who like to lunch and so on. This is Bluebird, everybody. This restaurant is Bluebird Cafe, one of Chelsea's most famous. Look, that doesn't tell you that the area is super rich. They've even got their own cleaner. Here it is, look, Bluebird. Very, very comfortable part of London, especially as we get closer to Duke of York Square, Saatchi Gallery. All coming up shortly, folks. Quite busy here actually on King's Road today, traffic wise anyway. Some of the streets, wait, this is called the Vale, look. I mean, you wouldn't even need to bother checking if it's expensive to live here. It just screams, hey, I'm expensive. Well, 2 weeks to wait. I hope that you're going to like very much what we see today, and that you'll like it so much you'll want to visit Chelsea when you come to London. The problem with London is there's so much to do actually, as we find out almost every day we go outside. It's crazy. Thank you, Mishi. Anyone that's wondering about the Insta or the YouTube, links are on the TikTok page. Just click the Insta button, it will give you the official Instagram. Oh, police here. I think the police have just thrown someone in the car. Plainclothes police in that black car. I'm not sure who they've arrested, or actually why are they in a why are they in an unmarked vehicle? Curious. Very curious. But it is what it is. Take us some exceedingly dirty looks from the policewoman there, but again, public. Oh, actually, wait, it's something to do with this. This chap here, whoever was driving this, is in a lot of trouble. There's a plainclothes officer behind this vehicle, which has been stopped in the middle of the street. The driver's basically vanished. I'm not going to film backwards. Yeah, something's happened. That explains obviously why it's super busy here. But let me get back a bit further, because I don't like to stick the camera right in the face of the police. It's kind of a little bit disrespectful. But if I'm far back enough, look. Wait, I hope someone's not underneath it. Look. Can you guys see that? He's like examining under the vehicle. Oh, policewoman's coming. Maybe I'm in trouble now. Let's see. Why? It's a black cab. I wonder what they were thinking is underneath it. Sorry guys, I know that it's you've got a lot of sunshine probably here in the picture. I hope you can see it. Yeah, but then again, even if it's a minor incident, why does it need 4 officers to deal with it? Try getting 4 police out if you have a burglary or there's a problem at home. Yeah, the guy in the green top is plain clothes. I thought he was a taxi driver, but I noticed he had handcuffs on the back. Bizarre. So I guess that's it. We got past here just before the jam build up. Oh, this guy literally is about to knock the policeman over on his bike. Look, he's too busy looking at what's going on. There's no way they'd have 4 officers out in an unmarked car if it were just a breakdown. 100% not. No idea. There's no one here. Probably missed it. Maybe there was an accident. They took away the people that were injured. Anyway, let's continue. Seeing a bit of drama on King's Road. Wild ones. What's this? Abdul's Jewellery. Again, all of these shops here. Tequila Patron, Coco Chelsea, The Jam. Lots of very curious, very curiously named shops. I'm sort of still wondering what they're doing there. I don't think anyone knows. They've basically just left it. Look, he's putting his jacket on. They've just left it, left the road blocked. So don't worry about all of the traffic that goes all the way to Earls Court. Anyway, at least it will leave this part of the road a bit quieter for us. I guess that has to be a positive, am I right? This is brand new as well, in fact. I'd never seen this before. It was under construction, or it's literally just been finished. What is it? In fact, now, what is it, a cinema? It says now showing Tar the Whale Fathom. Oh wait, are they open at Everyman's? What is this, Everyman Cinema? Hold on one second. Yeah, it looks like it is. It's an Everyman Cinema on the corner there. No idea how long that's been there. I've never seen it before. Yeah, very nice. Everyman. Yeah, that's how true is that? Massive gentrification. That said, we're now. This is pretty much where the peak starts. We're not very far at all from the Saatchi Gallery in Duke of York Square. Okay, let me get across quick. Old Church Street this way. The Cadogan Arms. In fact, it won't be long until we're actually on the Cadogan estate. Ladies covered with jewellery sitting in the pub drinking white wine for lunch. Let's have a little look here. Carlisle Square. This looks very nice. Very Chelsea, darling. In fact, impeccably Chelsea. Look at this. Looking at the bells along the street, almost all of them are individual. So these are individual houses as opposed to HMOs. Millions, if not more, per house. Plus, you get access to this lovely private garden in the centre. Look. Carlisle Square, everyone, this is. Yep, Ivy soon, and lots more interesting things. Okay, I'm not going to wander all the way down there because pretty much every single street is like this here. We might have a look at a couple of the ones that are closer to Chelsea Green because they have some super colour houses. Wait, please don't. Oh, right, there is a way out. Wait, I need to go back that way if there isn't. Wait, is there not a way out this end? Sure, there must be. Hold on one second, everyone. It can't be only one end. No, it's not. It was an optical illusion. She walked straight through it. One second. Oh, blue plaque. Sir Osbert Sitwell. No idea who that is, but obviously he was able to sit well. Okay, out we go. What do we have opposite? We have Oka, Pan Asian and Sushi, made in Italy. Guy looking at the camera very moodily. Have something to say, chap? Come and say it, don't stare at me. Okay, let's continue. Another little supermarket here that we rarely get, Londis, here in central London. Very rare to see a Londis actually, I wasn't even aware they were still around. Bramerton Street. Rich ladies out for lunch. How terribly Chelsea. Oh, of course, pancakes, old Dutch over there, and Peggy Portion. What a surprise. Not as pretty as the one on Elizabeth Street in Belgravia, but still pretty cute. Wait, I'll go and I'll show you folks, 1 second. They've still got the classic Peggy. All the police are actually... Oh great, here we go again. The police that just stopped are now here. Look, there they go. cheeky, look, they're using their lights to push through, make everyone else wait. I guess they figured out what the problem was with the taxi. Wait, 1 second, I'll show you folks. It's a pretty one. It's nowhere near as pretty as the one on Elizabeth Street as I just mentioned. Yeah, Peggy Portion here on King's Road. 219 King's Road apparently. Okay, let's continue. Glebe Place. I'm pointing this way because there's a lot of people walking past that don't want to be on camera. I can see the look on their face already. Wait, hold on a second. This looks like this must be some kind of a joke. Wait, Porsche, Range Rover, Porsche, Range Rover, something else, Range Rover. Come on, seriously, that's a joke, surely. Range Rover, Porsche, Range. I mean, like what? Okay, that pretty much sums up. Sorry. Are you watching it? The guy that just went past in the van, he's now on TikTok live. Wait, he shouldn't be watching while he's driving, surely. Oh, lovely. Thank you for saying hello. Okay, so Glebe Place. How Chelsea is that though? I mean, come on. You wouldn't believe it. That's just completely ridiculous. Anyway, okay, yeah, you get the point. Crazy. Lots of development going on, obviously right next to the fire station. It's only a matter of time until they close the fire station. You just know that that's already being planned. That piece of land where the fire station is over there, everyone, is absolutely prime, isn't it? Look, can you imagine if, for example, they close down the fire station, build a 5 or 6 story block, it'll be worth millions, tens of millions even. So that's going to happen. It's just a matter of how long it's going to take until that point happens. Yeah, there it is, saved in 4K on my YouTube channel for posterity. At one point soon, there's no way that fire station will be there in 10 years from now. No chance at all. They've closed so many of them already. I guarantee the one here in Chelsea and the other one, the other classic centre on the fire station, the Chinatown one on Shaftesbury Avenue, that's going to close as well. The land is just too valuable, you know. You've got gales everywhere springing up as the money and the gentrification follows. You know, Chelsea's always been rich and posh, but it's always been a bit of a mixture, kind of rough posh, not gentrified posh, if that makes sense, you know. It was always the place that people would go because they didn't want to be in the West End, because it was a little bit different. Anyway, Ivy Asia. Ivy's everywhere now, it's just getting ridiculous. They're absolutely everywhere. They were kind of exclusively before, but now all over the place. Yeah, Ivy Asia, I'm being careful here. A lot of people do not want to be filmed, and I can understand that. Anyway, Ivy proper next door. Nobody actually having lunch outside yet. Oh, you can tell we're in Chelsea, folks. Look, I mean, is that about as Chelsea as you're going to want to hope to get or not? Look, wait, let's just wait here until the traffic moves. He's looking at me probably like, why are you filming my car? Because I want to, and because I'm allowed to, that's why. It's a nice car though, isn't it? I mean, it's important, you know, it's important to be. If I were outside, etc., somebody pointing the camera at me, if they were not at least recognising the fact that I was there on the camera, I would potentially get a little bit upset as well. So I get it. Anyway, he's cool, he hasn't said anything, but obviously I don't want to keep it directly in his face if the traffic isn't moving. 1 second, it's going to green, so he's going to be off now. What a beautiful colour that Ferrari is though, eh? Beautiful colour. It's almost a burgundy. Oh great, obviously I had to get blocked, didn't it, by another, okay. Camera failed by me. Anyway, let's continue. There'll be lots of others. Charlotte's, all these kind of little places. Pretty nice there. Oh, Casa Manolo. They're just making it into a place where rich people want to sit outside and basically just stuff their faces. Beautiful Azure Bentley there as well. What people are wearing, the jewels, the cars. Pretty easy to see that this is a super rich part of London. More importantly, Chelsea Town Hall, everybody. Lots and lots of famous people got married here in the Town Hall. Here. People didn't want to get married in the church for whatever reason. Yeah, Chelsea Town Hall. Simon Webb, thank you. I'm not sure, I'm guessing that's a compliment, isn't it? I don't know, but thank you anyway. Okay, let's continue along. It's a beautiful day actually to be walking along the King's Road. It's bright, but on this side we've got the light without the sunshine, if that makes sense. So definitely going to stay on this side of the road. I'm on the south, yeah, I'm on the south side of King's Road. Southern side, strictly speaking. There's the register office. People get married in the town hall, then they will come here to officially register the marriage, in fact, or you can register child's birth and so on. Yep, there it is. Kensington and Chelsea Register Office. For marriages, civil partnerships, childbirth. I think you also will register a death probably here too, unless the coroner does that for you. I'm not sure. Anyway, yeah, the traffic is still crazy here just because of that little stop behind. I guess the police might have just left one officer there to guard the vehicle, and all the others have already gone. Okay, Chelsea Manor Street, and this previously was Wesleyan Methodist Sunday School. Date 1903. It's not anymore. It's now Pet Pavilion. Oh, look, how Chelsea is that? Grooming, premium food and accessories, and much more. Now look, the people with pampered pooches, etc. To be honest though, most people wear sunglasses here even when it's dark, so they don't even really need to worry about being filmed or recognised, shall we say. Oh, good musical choice right next to us, guys. Listen, very good musical choice. Listen. Excellent musical choice. Okay, let's continue. Oh. Benz. Colours. What's this? Ad hoc. This side, massive development going on. We're approaching the Waitrose, a small Waitrose here, but everything above it is being refurbished. Mega expensive apartments coming up, folks. This will be the rich equivalent to that building, which has been there for a long, long time. Actually, wait, hold on a second. The Waitrose is typically under there. Does that mean that they closed the Waitrose? Does anybody here actually live on King's Road? I'm just thinking like we're about to walk past Waitrose, but we're not, because it's not there, because it's under the scaffolding. But that Waitrose was recently refurbished. One second, everyone, let's go across again. Flood Street. Here in Chelsea. Flood Street. Oh, drivers getting incredibly impatient, obviously, typically, because they are stuck in the traffic. Look, it goes all the way down. Look, it's literally a complete traffic jam beyond the red lights there. Roadworks plus the police stop made the place chaos. It's still great that almost every single shop is individual. It doesn't look like the majority next to it. There are obviously chain stores, chain shops here, whatever, the usual stuff, Prep, Five Guys, blah, 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 blah. But a lot of it, galleries and so on, are unique. One-offs here on King's Road. It still has a certain cachet, oh, our store is on the King's Road, that kind of thing. Yeah, roadworks plus that police stop back there, so huge jam actually. It's a bit of a shame because I like strolling along here because it's typically fairly quiet compared to other places nearby. But today we're not going to have that luxury, unfortunately. It is what it is. Actually, what I'm going to do, I'm going to cut across quickly, guys, to show you Chelsea Green. Burnsall Street, which you just heard, is one of the prettiest streets in Chelsea. 1 minute. If I get across, oh my, look at it, it's literally completely rammed. No one's going anywhere yet, even the cyclists are stuck. Cyclists are singing Jesus is coming. Okay, let's go along here. We can go to the bottom and just turn right and cut round. The houses are super cute, the colours on some of the houses. See, it's sort of weaving in between the lampposts and the pedestrians, which in fact is slightly mandatory here because the roads or pavements are very narrow. Look, I mean the houses literally open onto the street. You've got 1, 2, 3 steps and bing, you're on the street. Obviously construction going on here as well. Going around here, Burnsall Street, that leads into St Luke's, which is a church, and the gardens. We're not going to go all the way around here, I'll just show you very briefly. We're going to go the other way. I've always wondered actually who owns that house at the end. 1 second, look. Notice that most of the houses here are very traditional, okay? Look, beautiful townhouse. house like that, at least 10, maybe even 15 million pounds, at least, because of where it is. You know, you're moments from King's Road, but at the same time, it's very, very, very quiet here, exceptionally quiet. Beautiful architecture, lovely streets. Look, sort of place where almost everyone travels by black cab. Why? Because they can. That's why. But this house is unique. It's not only is it enormous, but the gardener's busy outside. Look, whoever it is bought the entire end of it and just made one house. Okay, something like, I don't know, 6 or 8 bedroom house, I guess. But it really sticks out because one, it's new, obviously, but two, it's absolutely enormous. Oh, the gardener's looking at me. If he wants to come and speak to me, he can. Yeah, look at that. It's an absolutely enormous house, isn't it? I mean, it's beautiful. Well, now he's on his phone. Maybe he's calling security and they're going to come out. Oh, actually, wait, I'm going to stand here just for the sake of the fact that he might call somebody to come and tell me to stop filming. I hope it's not some Russian oligarch's house. He's going to send his boys out to break my legs. Anyway, we'll see. Nice Porsche here, etc. Yeah, lovely house. He's definitely on there having a heavy chat with somebody there. Oh, there's a guy outside. He's filming. He shouldn't be there. Oh, good luck with that. Anyway, so there we are, yeah. Oh, let's focus the camera back there, just so he knows. Yeah, that's probably the single largest house here in the centre. Nice, isn't it? Very nice. Anyway, Astle Street, as I mentioned, if we go along here where the taxi just came out there on the left, that will go around to St Luke's Church and the gardens, etc. So let's cross back over and go the way that I said we were going, where the coloured houses are. You can start to see them here, look. Pastel hues on the houses here. And this is curious actually, these houses literally have no steps. You come out of the door and you're on the street, immediately on the street, look. Straight out of the door, boom, on the street. That's where we are. Burnsall Street. That's the street I've just walked along with the very nice house at the end. We're going to go around the corner now onto Godfrey Street. This is why I mentioned it, because this, look, it looks like you're in a little village somewhere in England, doesn't it? But this is just a little tiny, very exclusive corner of King's Road here in Chelsea. And the reason I wanted to show you all this is because of these colours, you know, the pastels. Really, really cute little houses. Tiny, tiny little street. Only enough space for one vehicle to pass. Look, cream colour. This one is a sort of dove egg colour. Blues, greens, and the same on this side. A little bit like Notting Hill. It is, it's very pretty, ridiculously expensive. You know, there's just enough space. You can park here. Most of the spots along here are residence parking. Oh, somebody hasn't paid their gas bill. See that on the floor? That in the floor there, on the floor, sorry. In the gate there is a gas meter. What would have happened for it to be exposed like that is they would have come along and cut off whoever's living in this property because they weren't paying for their gas. Yep, of course, lovely cars, darling. It's Chelsea after all. Quite large houses. They don't look that large. 3 stories, possibly basement level as well. Yeah, this is, you know, absolute Chelsea prime. Both sides of the street are nice. I'm just showing this side because this is the most colourful side. This side is relatively normal. Equally beautiful houses, but without the colours. I mean, how much does that jump out? No, they wouldn't leave it exposed like that if they were going to replace it. They'd take it out, put the new one in and cover it up again. Gas meters are supposed to be, officially speaking, in a locked box for obvious reasons, you know. Otherwise anyone can access them. So that would have been a disconnection which might have gone wrong, hence they might have abandoned it. Or maybe the owner decided to try and reactivate their switched off. Well, I'm not going to film in there, sorry, an old lady sitting in her window knitting. It's difficult here actually, being very respectful of the people that live here, because one second, let's get it out of the way. Look, this one is lovely. Look at this, the tiny little windows. It's all, there's no such thing as the poor part of the neighbourhood. It's all rich. This entire area. This is a very expensive place to live, but I'll show you, you know, proper rich as we get up King's Road a little bit more. Fundamentally, the closer you get to Sloane Square, the more expensive it is. Simple as that. And we're still some distance away. Look at this one, everybody. Look at that. Someone has the baby pink one. The house itself is a sort of, what colour is that? I can't really see actually. It's almost quite, it's hard to see with the sun. It's greeny blue, but with pink doors and window frames. Sorry, apologies for the sunshine. I know we're getting a bit blinded, but yeah, it is. It's adorable. Wait, this one. Look at this one over here. This is the brightest one on the street. They're kind of like, they're all pretty, but hey, let me paint my house the absolute brightest colour. That's exceedingly bright. In fact, it's probably too bright. Wait, sorry, I'm trying to get run over everyone. Exceedingly bright, actually, this red one, isn't it? Look. Got some very dirty looks, actually, from the old woman on the other side of the street. Again, if you want to speak to me, speak to me. Locals. But like, why are you filming? Like, well, hold on a second. Why am I filming? Because I flipping live nearby, idiot. Anyway, yellow house. Wow, that one's a bit too yellow, isn't it? Look, I mean, the red one is a bit... Imagine having a yellow house. I guess it's good, though, in the sense that, if you're sort of telling friends or people coming over, hey, this is my house. Look for the red house, look for the yellow house. It'll be easy to find it. Oh, I got the staff hoovering in the house next to me on the left. A second. I guess nobody in this area really actually, cleans their own clothing or washes their underpants and the rest of it. They have staff. Okay, almost at the end. This little space that we're coming out on is called Chelsea Green. There's not actually a name that says, oh, this is Chelsea Green. Just everyone knows it as Chelsea Green. Why? Because it kind of has a teeny weeny green. See up there? It's like a little village green, basically, in the centre of London. You can see it's very, very, very cute. Look. Chelsea Green Valley here. Oh, wait. I just realised, what's that car again called, everyone? I always forget the name of it. It's sort of Rolls Royce Jeep. I forgot the name. Do you remember the name of that car? It's like the Rolls Royce Jeep. No, I forgot as well.
I'm not a car man.
It's not yours. It's not mine either. Duck egg blue, that's it. Yeah, it's hard to see. That's nice though, isn't it? Morris decided that he was going to park his rather nice Rolls Royce right outside the valet while he drops his clothes in to have them cleaned. Anyone, what's the name of this car again? I always forget. What's the kind of the Rolls Royce people carrier? Cayenne. What's the Cayenne Rolls Royce? This begins with C. I'm sure it does. I just can't remember for the life of me the name of the vehicle. Definitely begins with a C. Anyone? So that's it. Sorry, there we go. Cullinan. Yeah, that's it. Always, every single time it escapes my mind. I don't know why it does. Literally every time. Anyway, you've got all these nice places like Paxton and White if you want some exceptional cheese. What have we got next door? Clothing repairs, ceramics, bakery, patisserie at the end there. Very swish. Nails and beauty. I mean, obviously, this is Chelsea after all. We've got the other side, Houston Bagels, our cafe. Ladies' lunch on my left. One other thing I do find quite curious and a bit funny actually in this part of London is that when people are on the phone on the street, half the time they hold their phone in their hand and talk into it while the person they're talking to is on the speaker. It's like, wait, what? I don't understand the point of that. I mean, if either use headphones or hold the phone at your head or call them back later. Like, why would you walk along the street having a massive public phone call on the speaker? Definitely a Chelsea thing. Anyway, so we can see Pie Man. I have no idea what a May is. Fishmonger there, which is open. Smelled that already when I came around the corner. I'm sorry for you guys that do that. Thank you very much to everyone that mentioned the Cullinan. I'll forget it by tomorrow. I always forget it. I don't know why that word Cullinan just doesn't all stick in my mind. Andreas, little greengrocer. JLL at the end there is an estate agent. This side we've got people sitting around the little fountain here. Look. I don't know why it's not switched on actually. The fountain thing itself is not switched on. Chelsea Green Pharmacy. I have no idea what Finn's is. Finn's, this green shop next to it. Finn's. Again, that's the ceramics and so on. Lots of interior design studios and so on around here. Ambiance. Cinquecento, right there. How cute is that restaurant? Look, seriously. I mean, that is very cute, isn't it? Cinquecento. I wonder if it was there before Fiat decided to name one of their cars the Cinquecento. Which one preceded which? And then behind us, Wild Tavern. But yeah, folks, that's Chelsea Green. It's literally that small. I don't know, how many shops here? 30, 35, something like that? Not a lot. But every single kind of, critical shop that you need. The fishmonger, greengrocer, patisserie, little grocers, off license, beauty shop, blah, blah. It's all here in this tiny little spot. Okay, anyway, so we saw that. Let's go along Markham Street, which is another very swish street, and it will take us back to King's Road. Not as pretty, alas, everybody. Nowhere near as pretty as the street we just came out of, but actually, you know what? No, let's not. Let's go along to Jubilee Place. Jubilee Place here is a little bit prettier, plus it will take us pretty much back to exactly where we were to start with. Let's go here. Turn left onto Jubilee Place. There's no harm in walking along and enjoying those super houses. One second. This is a different kind of rich, but it's equally upmarket. Look. It's just pretty architecturally and very leafy compared to the other street. Those little houses are cute with the colours and stuff, but they're very small. And the second you walk out of the door, you're on the street, you've got no privacy at all. You know, especially if you're coming out with a pram or something. Where do you put the pram while you're waiting? Here, front gardens. And obviously construction work as usual. Lots and lots of front gardens. Beautiful light actually. People living here have the sunlight on their front windows. Porch number 1, probably his, and then hers behind. Look, the white one. Do they have I have no idea actually. I mean, some of these places might have a little bit of space at the back. Even if they do, it will be very small. It would be no larger than the place at the front, I can tell you that. It really would not be large at all. Lovely though, the light, eh? Look, if you happen to live here where the sunlight falls around lunchtime, you've got a beautiful spot. Even to have a little chair in your garden, you know, it's quite enough to sit outside in the garden here. If you're lucky enough to live on a street like this. It's Jubilee Place, this street. Notice that the cabs stopping constantly around here. Everyone travels by black cab. Well, I mean, you know, all of the, should we say, elderly Chelsea residents that are mega rich just zip around by black taxi because you know what, darling, who wants to walk? Anyway, King's Road back in front of us. We didn't really miss anything. We missed about 2 shops worth of King's Road. How do I feel about Bloody Island? What do you mean Bloody Island in which sense? In the literal sense, or? I'm not quite sure what you mean by the question. Are you looking for my opinion on Irish history or what? One thing we don't discuss in this channel is politics, folks. Unless it's very light-hearted. Okay, sticks and sushi. That taxis, yeah. Everyone zooming around in black cabs, as usual. Anyway, so coming back out, including this guy in his little Porsche Cabriolet. Oh, we just caught him then. I'm still surprised that the Waitrose is temporarily closed. 1 second, so Waterstones. Getting closer and closer. There's a piece of express with a very large outside area. This is one of the most popular spots here, other than Bluebird, in the summer, just because it's the only other place where you can sit outside, unless you go a bit further up to Sloane Square and Duke of York Square. Great colours though. It's a pleasure to be outside actually when we've got these kind of lights, because the colours, whether it's the shops or the houses, everything just jumps out of the frame, doesn't it? It's so beautiful. And we're not even at the best part yet, everybody. This is kind of still, I mean, it's rich and it's nice, we know that, but we're still not anywhere near the the super rich part. That's coming up. In fact, even the shops get a little bit more richer as we go. 1 second. Like Wintry over here, this very nice Italian gelateria. And even the squares get bigger. Look. Townhouses, 5 or well, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 potentially 6-story townhouses if they've got a basement, and most of them do have a basement. Oh look everybody, it's another zebra crossing. See, I did remember, thanks to whoever pointed out before, it's not a level crossing. Zebra crossing, there look. That is a zebra crossing, okay everyone? I'm going to try and remember it. Joe and the Juice, obviously. It's Markham Square, this one we're walking past. People enjoying Joe and the Juice products outside in the sunshine. Obviously they're going to be super busy today because of the weather. No great surprise there. Okay, let's continue. So other side, Amorino, which to be honest these days is absolutely everywhere. It's Notting Hill, Kensington, it's everywhere. Cool Creative, News. This side we've got men's barbers, and then of course Paul, Mandatory, and these kind of areas. We can cross Bywater Street. It's another one. I'm not going to go all the way down, but again, it's to show you guys because this is the other street here that has the super coloured houses. One second, I'll walk to the end and then back again, just because it has those cute coloured houses, you know, just like the other spot. Look, much more subtle though, these pastel hues in fact. Thank you very much for those little gifts, much appreciated. Yeah, look, how cute are these ones? I would prefer these ones. Why? Because notice that you've got a staircase going up to the front door. Not only does that mean that you've got a basement level, but it also means that you feel a little bit more, you know, kind of, you can't have people going by in their cars looking into your living room when you're watching, I don't know, whatever it is you watch in the evening, etc. Oh, we've got some local ladies here looking very moody. Wait, let's see if they talk to me, everybody. Let's see what kind of attitude I get from the locals. I'm going to pretend that I can't speak English. Let's see what they say. Look, adorable. Absolutely, look, lovely. One second, everybody. I'm actually going to speak to them. One second. Yeah, I'm going to be careful not to film them. I'm going to try and speak to them and ask them how it is to live on this beautiful street. Isn't it beautiful? Look, it's absolutely lovely. Super, super street. Glorious, in fact. Can I ask you a question, ladies? Would you mind? Sorry to interrupt you. Is it as wonderful to live on this street as the street itself looks architecturally?
Yeah.
It is, yeah.
Would you say? I don't know what wonderful, you know, it's got advantages and disadvantages.
It's, I mean, in terms of Chelsea, this is pretty unique because you have the pastel hues of the houses. It is pretty unique, isn't it?
Oh, Alison, you've been here 36 years.
40.
No, you haven't. Come on, that's not true. You're not that old. No way. You're not old enough to have been here 40 years. Where's the Zimmer frame? Come on.
Just parked inside the door.
I noticed a few times I've walked along here before. I've never seen a board, a for sale board outside any of the houses ever. So
They do come up.
Check
occasionally, yeah.
out
This
that
one's for
orange
sale.
one.
This orange one here is for sale.
This one's for sale.
And that one, look at it, it's empty, derelict.
It's almost criminal, isn't it, to build a house like this in this
I think
location?
it is.
Does it bother you having an empty house like that in this door?
It's a black. It's a black.
It's unfortunate. 5 years.
Yeah.
Should be illegal.
Bought,
Should be
but
illegal.
She's in Hong Kong, the person that owns it, and I think it's going to cost a fortune, isn't it, to get right?
Not only that, you're going to be massively inconvenienced if this turns into a building site, aren't you?
Well, I'm a tenant.
Oh, you're a tenant?
I owned it desperately.
I bet you don't wish you own it when the work starts next
No,
door.
well, I think that's what investment's going to begin. Hence, I got a good.
Ah, okay,
But if
understood.
the work begins, I know I must contact you to find out.
You can negotiate and you can better price.
Thank you, ladies, for talking to me. It's very kind of you. Thank you. Sorry for disturbing you. Okay, there we heard it, guys, from two local lovely ladies that lived here. One lady has lived on the street for 36 years. They're both, in fact, I think one was South African, the other one was definitely English, the one that's lived here. And we were just pointing out that the house next to hers is empty. Not only is it empty, it's basically derelict. It's falling apart. Apparently somebody bought it 5 years ago and then never touched it. They just left it there and it basically just fell apart. I mean, just, you know, how ridiculous. They are friendly, but then again, you know, is it because I also have an English accent? We don't know. Unless we had, you know, 5 different people approach the same ladies, we have no idea what sort of response we would have gotten. They were a little bit apprehensive, but I thought I would talk to them anyway, because you know what? If you don't ask, you don't get. So that's fascinating to hear that, actually. I was very tempted to ask her how much the house was, but I thought that was a teeny bit intrusive. You know, we get a lot of those people that are asking, etc., when they go around doing, you know, European salaries, how much do you earn, what is your salary, and those channels. I like watching that stuff, but that's not me. I'm not kind of, I don't think it's a problem. I don't think it's disrespectful to ask people, but I'm not quite comfortable just, you know, going up to people, hey, excuse me, how much do you earn, you know? I do admire the TikTokers that do that, though. I love watching that kind of content. Anyway, let me show you the street opposite, because this is where we go from being rich to being filthy rich. This had the finest private Christmas tree. I mean, literally the finest private Christmas tree in all of Chelsea. This is Wellington Square, okay? This one here, super grand. Pretty much every single street. Next one I think up is Cheltenham Terrace. Every street between here and Sloane Square is just pure cash. Okay, it's as simple as that. And you can tell, how can you tell? Well, for 2 reasons. One, the white stucco buildings, the iron railings. Look how nice and neat the garden square is. I mean, it's tiny, but it's immaculate. Look, the grass, the rose bush, etc., absolutely immaculately kept. And if I were not, how to say, if I were not familiar with this area, I wouldn't just mind. Anyway, yeah, so that's that glorious Wellington Square. One second, let me go back over onto King's Road. Okay, it should be crystal clear. Okay, right. There we go. Okay, it should be fine. I'm back on King's Road. Apologies, everyone. It's going to happen occasionally here on the small streets. Anyway, I just came out of Wellington Square. Nothing was missed, fundamentally. We should now be super clean and clear. 5 bars here, full reception, etc. Should be good to go. I was actually in the Vodafone shop this morning, in fact, talking to them about why the search issues with lag. Apparently part of the reason is that Vodafone are decommissioning their 3G network across parts of London, and at the time of their decommissioning the 3G network, it means that, what a surprise, and they're doing some maintenance on the 5G infrastructure. This is why Vodafone, and it's not only Vodafone by the way, they share a lot of their infrastructure with O2 apparently. One second, I'm going to pause here for a moment just to make sure we're super clear before I continue. We should be super clear. There's a reason I'm pausing here as well, but I'll tell you guys what that is in a moment. Yeah, this is one of the most annoying things about London, actually, how temperamental the reception is. Okay, it should now be completely clear. Yep, 5G, 5 bars, folks. Anyway, why did I stop here? Again, another very cute street, but directly in front of me, at the end of this parade here, Chelsea Hospital. Home of the Chelsea pensioners, those resplendent, very resplendent ex-military personnel. All good? Okay, super. I'm going to get to moving again now. Sorry folks, it's unavoidable here. For some reason the pigeons decided they wanted to gather and join in the live. I don't know why. Look, they want to communicate. How is parking in the city? Non-existent unless 1, you want to pay a fortune for it, or 2, you actually live here, in which case you can have a residence parking permit. Parking per se in London generally is an absolute nightmare. It's as simple as that. Okay, so I wouldn't even bother. I mean, part of the reason I don't even drive and own a car is that there's no point. Okay, so this is going to be called 120 King's Road, this brand new building that they're constructing. Oh, one second, move the camera away. Little girls' school going past here. I know which school it is. I recognise the uniform. One second, everyone. I'll put it back on the street. That's it. Local private prep school, just walking by. Okay, we're getting very, very, very close now to the Duke of York Square, and then just beyond Duke of York Square is going to be the absolutely spectacularly glorious Sloane Square, etc. One thing you do notice actually in this area, which I would definitely point out as being a negative, okay, and this isn't me being critical in any way of anyone specifically, you notice a lot of people that have had, should we say, a lot of surgery in this area. You'll get a lot of people that are wearing some sort of face coverings or something over their nose or one of the eyes or whatever else, or something else, because, you know, it's one of those, I need to look good. It's almost a bit like, I don't know, a little bit like LA, to be fair. But it's the only part of London I really noticed that actually a lot. Yeah, I do notice people always wearing some sort of bandaging, etc. And that's unfortunate. Anyway, so here, last swish street before we make it to Duke of York Square, Cheltenham Terrace, which is a street actually borders Duke of York Square. And so, one second everyone, we're going to be there. Should we see if this lady will move out the way with her push chair? Thank you, Michelle. Apologies, guys, for the dropouts back there. We should be, from this point, 100% crystal clear reception-wise. I don't know if any other dead spots around here. Anyone that got booted from the live because of the dropout is welcome to rejoin, obviously. Anyway, so we made it to the biggest open space here on King's Road. Duke of York Square, everybody. Asking where the rich part is. Rich part starts right here. Welcome, hola, if you're joining from Guatemala. If anyone looks at you in any negative way because of how you look, then they're not worth worrying about. Honestly, it's one of the funniest things in Chelsea. People are massive people watchers, but you know what? Who cares? It's their problem. Anyway, so this is used by a lot of local schools. This area here, sort of, it's not quite a parade ground, but the running track. And then they will play cricket and so on. They've got a couple of very expensive private schools actually here. 2 boys' schools. Actually, I'm thinking about 3 girls' schools are close to here, all with those little sort of private uniforms and everything. And to be honest, it's a funny thing because here in London, sending your child to one of those schools is a complete waste of money. And I actually didn't mean it in the most literal sense. It's an utter waste of money. These schools attract the offspring of rich people that have come to London to work. Okay, it's very sad, but that's the truth. It's not Carlisle Square. We passed Carlisle Square a while ago. We are at the moment on Duke of York Square, and this is the Saatchi Gallery. Everybody, the Saatchi Gallery. It's free. Saatchi Gallery. Time here in London, it's 20 minutes past 2 in the afternoon. So yeah, that's the Saatchi Gallery, and this turn. If I turn back, it's Duke of York Square that is looking obviously toward King's Road itself. Looking lovely in the sunshine. This is a large part of why people want to live in this area, okay? Yes, you have the cute streets, yes, you have the expensive houses, yes, you've got the shops and everything else, but you've also got this amazing open space at the top of King's Road. Bearing in mind we're less than 2 minutes walk from Sloane Square itself. This is part of the reason that Chelsea went absolutely ballistic price-wise in the last 10 years. Because you've got this. You could be in an English village, couldn't you? It literally looks like a village green, a large village green, admittedly. But yeah, this is a massive public as well. Anyone can enter. Look, I'll go around, guys. You can see public space. This is a public space. You can see here the piazza, as it were, square as we call it here in London. It is a public space. Restaurants, Partridges, supermarket over there, sort of upper end supermarket, very expensive, bit of a rip off, but there we are. This restaurant, Vargo, I think it was. Yeah, it is Vargo. 1 second. Vardo, not Vargo. This has only been here for a couple of years. The entire square was open before. Then they plonked this in the middle. Originally it was only supposed to be temporary, but then it stayed here. This sort of little upper deck. Let's walk through into the Saatchi Gallery. Here we are, Saatchi Gallery. Literally, people are just taking chairs from the restaurants and they're just sort of sitting around because of the sunshine. It's super, super bright. Basic salary to work as a waitress depends where, to be honest. 25,000-ish, maybe 24, 25. Actually, annoying enough, the gallery's closed. I don't know why it's closed, but it's closed. I guess an exhibition is either being deconstructed or currently being put together, etc. But for the moment, yeah, it's closed. We can still walk past, in fact, just can't actually go into the gallery, which is a teeny weeny bit unfortunate, but there we are. People just sitting here enjoying the sunshine. Isn't it beautiful there? You would not guess, if I sort of switched the live on and said, folks, where are we? I'm pretty sure that none of you would have said, hey, 100%, at this point, you must be in central London, because it doesn't look like it, does it? At all, it doesn't in any way resemble what you would expect central London to look like. There we are, that's the view. Apologies for the situation with the sunlight. That's the view from the Saatchi Gallery, at the moment we're looking directly toward the King's Road. But it's an enormous open space. And just beyond over there, through the metal gates, that's Chelsea Hospital. Glorious, isn't it? A lot of it sort of thespian Chelsea types that don't do much between acting jobs, except they're around on the steps, etc., enjoy the sunshine. But then again, that's one of the best things about living in Chelsea, I think, the fact that you have this massive open space. Because one thing that Chelsea doesn't have, unlike Mayfair or Kensington, is a huge public park. Okay, there is public park to here. It's Battersea Park. Is it close? It is, but not really close enough to just pop out. We're in Chelsea. Welcome, Liam. We're in Chelsea. SW3. How can you get to work in the UK? I don't know. I can't advise you guys on immigration or employment. I'm sorry, I'm not knowledgeable enough. It's not that I don't want to help or can't offer or don't want to offer advice. I just can't because I don't know anything about it. Yeah, one thing that that Chelsea doesn't have is a park. Okay, Battersea Park is a good 20-minute walk. Also, you need to go and cross a bridge. It's pretty far. Mayfair, Hyde Park, minutes away. Kensington, Hyde Park, minutes away. Or Holland Park, minutes away. Grab a seat here for a minute, everyone. So we're at the back of Duke of York Square, the shopping here, etc. All the usual chains, shall we say, plus a few other shops. Yeah, me too, actually. This also, incidentally, this spot, I've alluded to this before when I've been here in previous walks. The reason I know this part, this end very well, is that here, and most people don't know that we have a lot of shops and so on down here, and I think most people assume that above the shops here, these offices and so on, are part of the shops, but they're not. Above the shops here on my left are apartments. It's residential. Okay, and it's a curious one, this, because I didn't know about it either. I just assumed for a long time. But this entire space that we're at now, the gallery, the ground that we're on, all of Duke of York Square, it's all owned by the Cadogan estate, one of London's, greatest, largest, wealthiest landed families. So anyone that lives here, including business owners that want to have a shop, cannot own outright the property that they live in or that they work in. Why? Because they have to lease it from the freeholder, which in this case is the Cadogan estate. So you can live there, you can live up there in this building, and pay rent, and you can live there as long as you want, but you'll never own it. Even if they charge you £1 million a week, you'll never own it. You will always be a simple tenant who is paying rent for a fixed period of the tenancy to live in these buildings, which is in some respects great. It's good that you can live here. In some respects it's bad, because if you like living here, you can't stay here. The Duke of Westminster owns a huge swathe of London at the other side of Park Lane. Okay, there are certain parts of Belgravia that also come under the purview of the Grosvenor estate. You're referring to the Grosvenor estate, but the bulk of the Grosvenor estate is Mayfair. Okay, the truly big chunk of land that is owned by the Duke of Westminster that forms the Grosvenor estate is Mayfair. It does include a lot of Belgravia, some of the richest parts of Belgravia, like Chester Square, etc. That whole sort of SW1 corner that goes across past the Wellington Arch into Mayfair. I don't know, strictly speaking, if the Cadogan estate is the second or third largest, because we've got several. Okay, the Marylebone area north of Oxford Street is the De Walden estate. Most of the area south of Oxford Street is the Grosvenor estate, which extends over to Belgravia, as I mentioned. Most of this area around Sloane Square, including here where we are right now, Duke of York Square, is all Cadogan estate. Okay, Kensington, when you get north of Kensington High Street, that is the Phillimore estate. So you've got 4 or 5 very, very large estates, private estates, whereby the land is still owned by these families for historical reasons, in some cases 500, 600, 700 years worth of historical reasons, and that will likely never ever change. Why? Because it's convenient, it works, it just works. But yes, this area, even if you're just leasing, and curious it is, a lot of the houses on one of the most expensive streets in London, Eaton Square, a lot of you will be familiar with Eaton Square, or Eaton Place, all of those very nice Belgravia Mews streets, almost all part of the Grosvenor estate. Again, you will never be able to own it. You will simply be renting it. You will be a serf, a tenant. You don't. You can never. They don't ever sell the freeholds. Think of it as being a smaller version of the royal estate. Okay, the Crown estate. So, for example, a lot of those villas that are around Regent's Park, some of the very expensive properties around Hyde Park, they're Crown estate. The Crown will never sell the freehold. Why? Because they can rent it out forever, basically, and get hundreds of millions of pounds a year without giving anyone the right to buy. Same with the Grosvenor estate, same with the estate that we're on now, the Cadogan estate, same with the Phillimore in Kensington, same with the De Walden estate in Marylebone. Just the way it is. It's a curiosity of the way that Britain is, has always been a landed, the wealth of this country is primarily based on land. You know, whether that's arable, agricultural, residential, or otherwise, land. Britain's wealth has been built on land, at least, you know, as well as imperial wealth. Land and pillaging overseas. We all know that. Let's not go into the politics of that. But yeah, fundamentally, the wealth of this country is in property. You know, Britain has very, very few natural resources. The little bit of North Sea gas and oil we had is gone. So land. The weather is great. On we're going to go, folks. The next stop is going to be the glory of Sloane Square itself, which is coming up in just a few minutes up ahead. Could we please ban mods? Whoever just wrote, check my private photos. Ban, please. Actually, wait. You know what? I'll do it myself. 1 second. Oh, gone. Thank you very much, Leanne. Thank you. I thought actually those keywords were already in the word list. I'll check it tonight. Okay, so we're still walking along here, and this, everyone, just to show you. When I mentioned about this being residential up here and up here, it's called Frederick Court. The building itself is called Frederick Court. Not a lot of people even know it's here. There it is. Frederick Court. Okay. And the only reason I know it's here is that a long time ago, I used to live there. Yeah, very long time ago. Used to live there. And I remember these statues very, 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 very well. Exceptionally well. Yeah. Exactly. Same as California. Exactly that. Yeah. Same principle. You know, let's not get into the politics of land ownership. We all know that it's not very fair, but it's the way it's always been, you know. And it's not going to change anytime soon. So yeah, Duke of York Square. Might get a teeny bit of jiggery with the camera, folks, because it's now plugged in, just charging the phone. We're at the top of King's Road. We're at the Sloane Square end. In just a minute, we'll be on Sloane Square itself. Literally within the next minute or so from now. You mean what year did I live there? Or sorry, the question about which year? What year? Long time ago, more than 15 years ago. Let's put it that way. Anyway, Peter Jones. I lived here before Peter Jones was even swished up. This is the back of the building, everyone. The views are directly over King's Road, so it's a bit noisy to live here. That's the bad news. When you live here, it's very noisy because you are constantly over the main road. So you've got deliveries for Peter Jones. You've got deliveries going to the restaurants, the cafes, the shops. The rest of it is just like, ugh. So there are definite negatives to living in this part of London. It's not all perfect, unfortunately. It's a great place to live in terms of location, but yeah, the noise is just a nightmare. Wherever you live in centre of London, there's noise. Even where I live now in South Kent, there's noise. Yeah, Peter Jones is here. One of London's, I personally would still say one of London's best department stores. Why? Because it has everything you would ever need to furnish your house. But it hasn't got stupid Harrods and Selfridges and Harvey Nichols prices. You know, basically it's John Lewis. It's the flagship John Lewis shop, and they recently finished doing it up. You know, this used to be a kind of bit of a neglected gem. It was kind of falling apart, to be honest. It wasn't very nice at all. And they spent a lot of money. They really did it up a lot. They replaced the old doors with these nice new doors, brass-looking doors. Put the new lighting there, etc. in the lobby. They really jazzed it up a lot and made a super job of it. You know, thinking back to how bad this whole part of King's Road was just 15 years ago. It was as rough as Notting Hill was 15 years ago. They really, really, really made an amazing effort. We're in Chelsea, everybody. We're in Chelsea. Approaching in a moment Sloane Square. So the postal code here in London is SW3. This is, you know, absolute prime Chelsea. Okay, so this is it, everyone. In front of me, this is actually Sloane Square itself. I'll walk around the square, talk you through it, the things that we're going to see. This is another entrance here into Duke of York Square. We were a few minutes ago. The florist has been there literally forever on this side. The florist goes back through into the square where we were sitting in the Sartre Gallery beyond. Yeah, so this is Sloane Square. Why is it expensive? I mean, I guess just because of where it is, fundamentally. Okay? Yes, we've got Peter Jones, we've got the whole of King's Road this way behind us, you know, going back down, etc., towards Fulham and beyond. But also, and the main reason it's expensive is that over there, obviously you can see Tiffany. You can recognise the Tiffany livery. That's Tiffany on the corner. The street that's going around the corner past Tiffany over there is Sloane Street. Why is it famous? Because Sloane Street leads directly to Knightsbridge. Basically, it's a street that goes to Harrods. Okay, so after we finished here on Sloane Square, we'll walk along Sloane Street, and that'll take us up to Knightsbridge and Harrods. But let's have a little walk around Sloane Square itself first. Not a lot here, but it's very nice. And it's been massively done up and improved in recent years. They spent so much money improving not only the shops that are here, this is home furnishings for Ralph Lauren. So let's cross over Lower Sloane Street in front of us. Again, Lower Sloane Street to my right, that would head down toward Victoria train station, coach station, and the Royal Hospital with the Chelsea pensioners. So just be careful of the traffic here. Also note how close we were a few minutes ago to those streets with the beautiful houses, lots and lots of money, all the shops and everything else. Supposing that you're a very, very rich lawyer, okay, or banker or whatever, etc., and you want to choose a neighbourhood to live in, bring up your family and everything else in London. So you want all of the benefits of living in London, but at the same time you want that sort of that neighbourhood feel. Okay, that's part of the reason that this area became so incredibly expensive. Because back there we have all of the houses and those beautiful streets and all of that money. But if you're a banker or a lawyer, you still need to get to work, don't you? You still need to get into the city, or you need to get into the legal district around Temple, okay, around the Strand. We visited that before. And that's why this area has a little trick up its sleeve. This, right in front of us, literally 2-3 minutes walk from the residential streets, is one of London's best tube stations. Okay. Now, what do I mean by best tube stations? Okay, let me clarify that statement. Sloane Square Station right here. Okay, why is it one of the best? Well, first of all, second you go down the barriers, you're on the platform within like moments. Okay, barriers, 2 staircases, you're right down there. Super quick access from the street. These guys going in now, they'll be literally on the tube within 1 minute. Okay, super fast. So you come out of your house here, for example, or back there along King's Road where we just were, and boom, you're on the tube here. And the tube lines here are the yellow and green one. Yellow one is Circle, green one is District. Both of those lines go directly to Temple, the City, Legal District, and beyond. No changes. So if you're a lawyer living here, you can be out of your door on Sloane Square, on the tube, and at work in 30 minutes. Good luck beating that in central London. That is a good part of why it's so expensive to live here. Because of accessibility. You know, you've got super accessibility to absolutely everything. I'm going to walk around the square before crossing over into the square. Royal Court Theatre here on my right. Plus, you know, which residential neighbourhoods have their own theatre? Not very many. Chelsea does. Royal Court Theatre. It also has its own concert hall. I'll show you that in a minute. So theatre, concert hall, art gallery, outside space. I mean, it's literally got everything. Hence the fact that, you know, Chelsea Sloane Square end is mind-bogglingly expensive. And people are so rich they'll just park their car on double yellow lines without caring about it, you know, because they'll rather spend £200 than drive it to the car park, because time, darlings, after all, is money. Botanist, every Chelsea local's favourite little haunt, always full of estate agent types and city types on Friday evenings after work, like rah types, and a lot of people that wish they could live here as well. Okay, so looking back over Sloane Square. Thank you very much for the gifts, much appreciated. Peter Jones again, red bus going to Waterloo. It's a long journey actually from here. I'm going to cross over into the square. I'm just waiting for this. Oh, he's not coming this way. Okay, good. Let's go across. There was a super Christmas fair here. Very nice little Christmas fair. This entire central area was rah type. You know, people that are very kind of, oh, I'm so important, I'm so terribly posh and rich and important. Those types, you know, people that really try hard to be important when fundamentally they're not. Those types, you know. Way to tell if somebody's rich in England, they're generally very sort of obscure. Richest people wear the dirtiest clothes. Okay, there's a tip for spotting wealth in England. Anyway, so looking back over Botanist, let me start here again. So Royal Court Theatre, obviously Memorial, Colbert, French brasserie restaurant, all very popular with locals because you can sit outside, you know, admire the people, admire the supercars that just decide to go around the square. Botanist, as I mentioned, it's like a bar, but it's got a restaurant next door. quite expensive, but pretty good value. Hotel, all of this upstairs, all the green you can see, those are all rooms of the Sloane Square Hotel in the middle. Again, a super hotel to stay in if you like this area. You can walk to Harrods, you can walk on the King's Road, you can even walk to Buckingham Palace in 30 minutes from here. And it's nowhere near as expensive as staying in those 5-star hotels on Park Lane or in Knightsbridge, for example. So there you are, there's a tip, Sloane Square Hotel. Another brasserie, French brasserie next door, and then we've got all of the expensive shops that, at this end at least, of Sloane Street. There are a lot of this end, but Sloane Street is an annoying curiosity because you've got a few expensive shops at this end, which we'll go past in a minute. Tiffany you can see, Cartier, a few others, etc. Then you've got an annoyingly long bit of Sloane Street where there's basically like nothing except a big garden. And then you get into Knightsbridge proper, lots more expensive stores, high-end retail, Jumeirah Carlton Tower Hotel, Mandarin Oriental, etc. So we are going to walk along Sloane Street, but I'm going to tell you in advance that about 50% of Sloane Street is completely uninteresting. But we have to walk along it, you know, to get to the interesting part. I could jump on a bus, but fundamentally, guys, there's no point. The weather's sunny, so we'll find something to talk about, as we always do. Okay, so let's go across the zebra crossing. Oh, thank you very much, bus driver. Second. We're trying to zip across then. I'll show you the console, everybody, as well. Okay, so we're now firmly on Sloane Street. Obviously, as usual, a lot of construction work going on here. Massive amount of construction work. There always is in this part of London, unsurprisingly enough. So on this side of the street, as I mentioned, Tiffany, first of all, Cartier. These are, by the way, not quite flagships. The flagships are Bond Street. Okay, these are the sort of second tier. No different, but not, you know, not the flagship stores. Okay, the flagships in London are always on Bond Street, just like in the majority of the cases in France. They're either on the Place Vendôme or on the Champs-Élysées. Anyway, so Holy Trinity, very popular local church here. Beautiful church, you know, absolutely beautiful church. Glorious church, in fact. Always like the way the light falls on this church. Beautiful. Very popular. In fact, they have, you know, sort of concerts by candlelight, all sorts of stuff. Actually, wait. So, for example, the Valentine's Day concert is The Magic of Mozart. On this side, we have Bach. Bach and pancakes. Curious mixture, but there we are. I guess I need to think of a theme, and Bach and pancakes was the theme. Okay, let's continue along super exclusive Sloane Street. I mean, it is. You'll see why it's super exclusive when we get to the other end, the Harrods end, the northern end. We're very much at the southern end right now, and again, it's rich here because it's next to Chelsea, it's next to Sloane Square, etc. So, you know, it naturally would be lots of Swiss independent shops and so on. People on video calls to their families back home. One moment. I'm not going to go in, but again, I mentioned before that, you know, as well as having its own theatre and everything else, Chelsea also has its very own concert hall. This is Cadogan Hall, everyone. Yeah, Cadogan Hall. Bark and pancakes. I'm not ignoring your questions, guys. We'll get to questions in a minute. I'm just going to get along Sloane Street, past the uninteresting part to the north. The church name, good question. I can't remember if it's St Francis or Trinity. I can't remember Trinity. I forgot. It's a Catholic church anyway. I'm 99% certain about that. So let's continue along. Still got lots of, you know, Swiss shops here, but I want to get as quickly as possible to the north end of Sloane Street, ideally. Thank you very much, Mark. It's much appreciated. It's always fun to be outside when it's nice and sunny like this. It's only, let me think, 10 minutes maximum, maybe less, between here and Knightsbridge. Plus half of that 10 minutes will be the very rich end of Sloane Street. You'll see it in a minute when we get up there, etc. See this sort of central part here. It's all residential. It's beautiful. It's very, very expensive. Look, this is all Cadogan Estate. This street here, for example, is Cadogan Gardens. It's all of it. Everything around here is owned by the same family. So, you know, even if you come along with, even if you're Jeff Bezos or Elon Musk and you come along and like, hey, here's 5 billion, what can you give me? They'll be like, nothing, bye. Because the land has been in the same family for generations, hundreds of years. And it's fundamentally the foundation of British society as it is even, sadly, in this century. You know, it's slowly changing. Leaseholds are being slowly abolished, but I'm pretty sure they're not going to make that abolition retrospective. Sloane Street, everyone, you can see the sign Sloane Street. Again, with massive amount of roadworks. I have no idea why there's so much roadworks going on. And we're going to actually go around and walk along, wait, here it is, one of London's single most expensive streets, Cadogan Place, okay? This is how to spend £30 million, everyone. Get ready for it. The garden, one second, flip the camera back around. The garden that we're seeing here, this is one of London's largest private gardens, okay? So if you live here, or in fact any of the Cadogan streets or squares, Cadogan Square that we're on now, Cadogan Place, sorry, will become Cadogan Square in a moment, you are eligible to have access to the garden, okay? You can apply for a key to use the garden. It's a big garden, folks. It's a very big garden, okay? Several acres of garden, all private, all looked after by a team of gardeners, all very safe. You can only get in if you've got the key. But, and this is the funny thing, everyone, if you live here, say you bought one of these houses, okay? Any house, you can see they're all huge, 6, 7 stories, in some cases even 8 stories houses. Look, over here, massive villas, okay? Even if you just decided, hey, I'm going to buy a house here, 30 million, more maybe, I don't know, a lot of money, let's put it that way. And then you think to yourself, oh, I spent all that money, but you know what? At least I've got a key to the garden. But you haven't. What I mean by that is you're able to apply for a key if you live here. You're eligible, okay, for a key because you live here. There are 2 caveats to that. One is the fact that there's a very long waiting list for those keys. Okay, they only have X number of keys. So until one is turned back, somebody moves out or somebody dies, you won't get a key, okay? But, and this is the funny part, even after your name makes it to the top of the waiting list, you then have to pay to get the key. You pay a gate fee, okay? This garden, gate fee, maybe 5,000 a year. Maybe more, in fact, thinking about it. Maybe an awful lot more, thinking about it. Yeah, thousands a year. Just for a key to get in there. However, it is a nice garden. It has a kids' playground inside, and it has tennis courts as well. I'll try and show you when we get along here. But you can see, look, people stop here, in fact, to take pictures and selfies and so on. They don't live here, they're just taking pictures of the houses. Why? Because it's beautiful. Same reason. Look at this one here, look. It's so big and grand. There's not only got a veranda, a glazed veranda, but they've also put hedgerows around it so that people can't look in. Just in case there was a nosy person in the private garden. Look, this house here, number 62, okay, I would guess, just looking at it, by the size of it, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, it's at least 7 stories, maybe even a very deep basement, okay? At least 7 stories. I would think, as a minimum, this house, £40 million. Could even be 50 plus, a minimum £40 million. Could you imagine? And you wouldn't own it either way, you'd be leasing it. So for that 40 million quid, you might get 120-year lease, something like that. Maybe a bit longer. This is beyond most celebrities. Most celebrities will never earn enough in their career to be able to afford to lease a house like this. As I mentioned, you can't own it. Look, they're sort of Instagrammers. Yeah, doing little silly videos for Instagram, pretending they live on Cadogan Place. I don't live on Cadogan Place, I would love to. If I ever won the lottery, I'd happily take a 100-year lease on a house here and sit at home forever and do nothing. Read books, listen to music, go in the garden. If I got a key before I was too old to be able to walk. I have no idea how long the wait is for the key. It's so funny actually watching them. I don't understand that. Like, why would you do that? The girl is literally walking up and down outside the houses. Look, while their friend films her. Like, what is the point? That is a phenomenon I can't understand. The Instagram phenomenon. Look, I'm going to go past them actually as they go by because I want to show you that house because it's very pretty, and it has. I can understand why they stopped there. Actually, they did choose one of the nicest houses on the street. It's like just beyond. One second. Wait, there's some kids going by with their mum. 1 second. Let me wait for the kids to go by. If somebody climbed the gates, in fact, they didn't have a key. 100% residents or gardeners or gatekeepers. Also, there are CCTV cameras, so there will be a security office. This is why they wanted to get the pictures on this side, because of the beautiful roses. Actually, not roses, what are they? I'm not even sure, I'm not a plant expert. Anyway, the lovely coloured plants we say on the window ledge. pretty sure that this guy's name is Hugo, and Hugo decided that he wanted to leave his Aston Martin outside his house. A lot of this here will sit empty for years and years and years. Look, I mean, you can see the swish curtains, look. Velvet curtains. And they'll only be opened by the cleaners in the morning. Access into the garden. There are several gates along the garden on the different sides. But yeah. If somebody were going to go into the garden, I might actually decide to follow them in. Why? Because I can. No, that's a funny question. No, it's not. The phone is not above my head. It's pretty much at eye level. It might seem like it's super high, but it's on a tripod and I hold it up to my face, so I'm roughly just over 6'2", so it kind of works out perfectly. How much does it cost to get one? If every single one of us in this group together right now put all of our money together, I'm pretty sure we probably still wouldn't have enough to buy one. Yeah. Almost happened, didn't it, Teenage Kicks? In Paris, it almost happened. I was very close to being arrested. In fact, very close. Yeah, it'll happen one day, I'm sure, but you know what? It'll be my own fault. If I get arrested, it'll be my own fault of being careless. Anyway, the good news, folks, is that we're coming up to the Jumeirah Park Tower. That's the building in front of us at the end of the square, north end of the square. Lots of security people actually in the van on my left. Obviously people that live here have lots and lots and lots of cash and lots and lots and lots of security. And they even have a brand new looking UPS van that delivers their parcels. Look at that. Actually, I just think it's maybe some important Chinese people live here. There's a lot of Chinese security people on my left. In a second, I'm just going to focus the camera ahead. Again, I'm allowed to film. There's someone very close. There's just a guy eating food. I hate it when someone's walking super close behind me. Second, everyone. Okay, so yeah, as you can see over there, I think you can just about see it in the gardens. Okay, a little playground and stuff, tennis courts. Wait, let's have a closer look. It's very grand, is the point I'm trying to get across. As are all of the lovely cars that are here. 1 second. Tennis courts are in the middle. Anyway, you get an idea of the quality of the grounds, yeah? We're walking around Cadogan Square. We entered into Cadogan Square via Cadogan Place. This is Chelsea, but very soon we're going to be in Knightsbridge, like in moments, in fact. So it's very secure. Yeah, the garden is crazy secure. And if you, I mean, I guess you could probably jump over the fence at night if you really wanted to, but you know, what's the point? It'll be dark, and you'll be constantly worried about the security finding you and saying, "Hey, you know, you're not allowed to be here." Simple as that, pretty much. Entrance into the sort of service area of the garden, where they keep everything clean, the service vehicles, etc., etc. Right. Anyway, that was the glory of Cadogan Place, Cadogan Square, folks. Pont Street here. Whole new level of wealth down there. That takes us into almost Buckingham Palace territory, to be honest. I mean, it's Belgravia that way. Another day. Already done that. Long video of Belgravia on YouTube. Beautiful one in 4K. So we're going to continue this way, past the hotel, continuing around Cadogan Place. As I mentioned, this in front of us is the Jumeirah Park Tower. We'll walk left around that, back onto Sloane Street, then turn right, and then in about 5 minutes, after dozens of very luxury shops, we'll be in Knightsbridge. The chauffeur's just hanging around in front of me. Let me cross over here actually. Chauffeur driven cars everywhere. Type of vehicles, for example, 400 D117. The D in the middle means it's a diplomatic vehicle. The blue Ferrari is not a diplomatic vehicle, nor is this one. You can see the chauffeurs are sitting in many of the cars. I'm going to not look at this guy, just walk past casually. Who was a thug? I'm not sure if you mean me. I didn't say anybody was a thug unless you misheard. Anyway, Carlton Tower here, Jumeirah Park Tower. I'll show you the corner actually here. Very cute actually, a little cafe, a little pink cafe. It's not Peggy Portion, it's a different brand. They've kind of ripped off Peggy Porsche in some respects. Anyway, so we got to the top, as mentioned, everyone. Sorry, again, gimbal. Logan Place. Chelsea proper, folks. As I said, it goes into Belgravia here. Pont Street, Lowndes Street, Knightsbridge, etc. EL&N, that little cute pink cafe here, again, great spot for people watching. To be honest, it's the only reason to actually bother going there, to be fair. People do like to sit and just watch the cars, watch the cars, watch the money, watch the people, etc, etc. It's just part and parcel of living in these kind of areas in London, whether it's the Stone Square end of King's Road, whether it's other parts of Chelsea. People just like to kind of hang about outside, watch the cars. Sometimes you will spot famous people, but fundamentally it's just a very relaxed place. Look, this guy zooming around the corner on his nice Cullinan. Look, absolute money area. This is just ridiculous amounts of wealth. It just drips. Second, let's cross over. Trying not to get knocked over. Second. Yeah, Jumeirah Carlton Park Tower. Very, very popular hotel. Very, 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 very nice cars always around here. So the liveried footmen that work here inside. Cars like that. Completely brand new and polished. Hotel limousine. Lots of taxis lined up, etc. Okay, so we're now firmly, finally, at the north end of Cadogan Place, Cadogan Square. And this is where most of the luxury retail begins, in fact, other than Tiffany and Cartier. First one on my right, Hermes. Bidding. Lots of work going on here though, again, just as it always is on this street. An awful lot of work. It's always the case here. The shops are being refurbished, they're being refitted, the road is being dug up. There's always something going on, And this again is absolute luxury retail. Nirvana, Loro Piano over there, etc. Prada next door. Armani, blah 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 blah. Sumisan Twiga. One second, let's wait for the people to go by. Very, very, very popular restaurant here. Very popular restaurant. Great location, great food. Pretty expensive. Sumisan Twiga, everyone.
I am the team.
Audemars Piguet. Complete with security and lots of cameras, obviously. Not sure how fussy they're going to be about me filming. Let's see. I'm sure you can all guess which shop this is without me even bothering to tell you. I mean, it's pretty obvious from the couture in the window. Any guesses, folks? That's right. You guessed it. Chanel. Oh, actually missing the supercar zooming past me actually on my left. I'm too busy concentrating on the shops that are on the right. But anyway, you guys, you get the idea, yeah? Pretty much. It's comfortable, to live here is comfortable. You have all the bits and pieces that you would need. Very much so, to be fair. Saint Laurent to my right, Valentino in fact in front of me. Again, I'm trying to be sort of respectful-ish of a lot of the people that are just out doing their shopping, which people really do not like to be filmed, and I kind of understand why, especially as they worry about getting their watches snatched and so on in this area. This is Sloane Street, okay? We're very, very close to Knightsbridge and Harrods. I mean, exceedingly close to Knightsbridge and Harrods. And regrettably, everybody, Harrods will most likely be the end of today's live. This street actually would lead us, if we decide to go round a little bit. There's a Cullinan, another Cullinan coming towards me right now. WOR15S. Ding. It's just basically a stream of very rich people and chauffeurs, pretty much. As you would expect on a street like this. Yeah. So Valentino. Next one's Dolce & Gabbana on the other side of the road. What have we got? Dior. In fact, Bottega Veneta. Yeah, on the corner of it. So we've got Todd's first of all. Bottega Veneta, don't know what that one is. Then Dior. Fendi. On my left we've got Bulgari, etc. Complete with this very upset looking Gurkha doorman. Versace. Moncler. Etc. etc. Anyway, you guys get the idea, you know, it's just as we get closer to Harrods, other side of the road, as mentioned, Fendi, Roberto Cavalli, Millennium Hotel, and then the next one is the Gucci store here on Sloane Street, etc. Also going to go past the local pub, very popular locals actually. This pub is the Gloucester. Very, very small, unassuming pub, you wouldn't even know it's here. Building in the distance, that huge glass structure in the building, sorry, in the distance, that building is 1 Hyde Park. Yeah, I mean, to be honest, those sort of sections exist in every major city. Where there's wealth, the brands will follow. This one is the LV store. This one's kind of curious because they've had some interesting things popped in since that partnership with Yoroi Kusama. Very curious. I guess they're supposed to be fruits or vegetables, I don't know. Yeah, top brands, top ethics. How true is that, eh? Yeah, it's true. I should have mentioned that, Harriet. Yeah, it is called Harriet Street, coincidentally enough, yeah. This everyone is Harriet. Harriet's got her very own street here in Knightsbridge. Harriet, owner of Harriet Street. In fact, it's one of the only ones that has a girl's name, in fact, preceding it. It's curious, no? The fact that there happens to be a Harriet Street right here on Sloane Street. Anyway, so the usual over there, Graf, diamond dealer, complete with a very large doorman outside. Walking past Balenciaga here on my right. And then we've just got a bunch of other smaller boutiques, etc. Above, it's all residential. These are very swish, probably largely unoccupied flats for people that like to spend their life shopping in Harrods. Okay, almost in Knightsbridge, everyone. What I'm going to do, though, actually, is specifically to avoid, one, the sunshine, and two, the chaos of Knightsbridge. I'm going to approach Harrods from where most staff approach Harrods, in other words, from the back. So let's cross over. It's very nice and quiet here, actually, probably because the road works. Look, I mean, look, literally no traffic. People are walking their kids down the middle of the road. And the same this way. Lovely and quiet. It really is here today. It's a pleasure to be looking at these scenes with the streets being particularly quiet and there not being absolute ridiculous amounts of traffic. So I'm kind of enjoying this. Welcome. Hey, welcome for joining. Yeah, anyone that's going on a bit, you know, we all know what happened in Turkey and it's all very sad and tragic and so on. We don't need, you know, a million posts about Turkey and this and the rest of it. You know, we all know, we all sympathise. Thank you very much for joining the chat. Mods, yeah, please mute anyone for the duration of the chat that mentions what happened in Turkey or anything about Turkey, blah, blah, blah. We just don't need it. This is not a chat about, you know, let's donate to Turkey. It's a chat about the architecture and sites of central London. Anyway, so finishing off a little semi 360. What have we got here? Yeah, Tom Ford, the other shops, essentially usual luxury shops. Very moody security guards hanging about outside. Ferragamo, obviously it's Harvey Nichols on the corner there. Burberry on the other corner, and then round to the left would lead us towards Knightsbridge and Harrods. But as I said, I'm going to go in the other way, which is where a lot of the staff go, this way, along Basil Street. We might get a little bit of sunlight. I'll try and stay close as possible to the fence. We will get some sunlight, but not for very long. What do I do when I'm not doing this? Relax, recuperate, spend time with my children and my family. Yeah, this street, Basil Street, quite unusual actually. The architecture is largely the same, quite uniform, but at the same time it's very, very grand. It's the old London Fire Brigade station here, Knightsbridge, 1907. Date of that, lots of delivery people and so on, obviously. These are sort of the back streets, some little restaurants and everything else. Mainly sort of traps for people that are coming out of Harrods and want to have something to eat or whatever, etc., etc. So let's focus on this side of the road. Yeah, the architecture is very pretty here. Lots of nice houses, lots of nice people, lots of very nice cars, as you would expect. I mean, come on, we're walking toward Harrods. We're going to be outside Harrods in less than a minute and a half from now. It's almost like an sort of open air showroom, isn't it? Thinking about it, realistically, anyway. So the open air museum, which is London, with all of the monuments, the statues, and historical sites, and then you've got the consumerist meccas that are Harrods and Selfridges and so on. We've got someone else here doing a photo shoot. He's doing up his shoes for a picture on Instagram. Curious. Very curious. Oh, in fact, Japanese Instagrammers just noticed. Hey! Yeah, Japanese. They're friendly enough. Japanese Instagrammers. I should have gone and talked to them, but I can't be bothered. It's been a long morning. Okay, anyway. Cut-throughs to little Mews streets and so on that border Harrods. We're here, folks. Look. I mean, you can kind of tell when you've reached Harrods. Why? Because the cars improve. Okay, let's see what we've got today. First time I've actually been outside Harrods in the daytime for a long time. A hell of a long time, actually, thinking about it. It's always been at night time until very recently, so it's a pleasure to be here during the day. Plus, at the same time as showing you guys what's here, I'm actually on my way home. I'm kind of walking toward home whilst not being at home, so we all benefit by this live. Have a quick look behind Harrods, and then I'll actually walk right the way around the 360 around Harrods. Indeed, God bless the world, exactly. God bless everyone. God bless each and every one of us. 100% agree with that. You are completely and utterly accurate on that. But let's see what we've got behind today. To be honest, most of the super crazy, swishy cars, a lot of the people hanging around on the streets actually are Harrods employees out for a break, tea break, food break, whatever break. Obviously a lot of people, rich shoppers as well. But the super cars normally turn up after dark. We will see some nice cars. I don't know which ones we're going to see. Let's have a look. Again, I'll try not to push the camera in their face. Yeah, just typical average vehicles like this, just casually parked outside, as one would expect. As one would expect. Harrods liveried footman. That's absolutely super lovely avocado coloured uniform. It's okay. no problem, don't worry. I just stopped the girls on their phone, didn't even realise I was walking there. Oh, actually, wait, the usual cars are here. 1 second. Had to turn up. This chat walk. Okay, so we've got ticket warden, who's deciding whether or not he wants to bother putting a ticket on this Bentley. Let's see. I'm just trying to ask him. Wait, no, he's on the phone. He's talking to someone. Actually, wait, this is a new one. I haven't seen this one before. And this is definitely a new one. Why is it a new one? Because the wrap is unusual. Again, obviously a custom wrap, but this is brand new. It's someone's having happy birthday sung to them behind us in the little restaurant. Yeah, this is a brand new one. There's another one, by the way. I've just noticed there's another one. This is not the only one. But this wrap, I've never seen this one before. There are always a few, 2, 3, 4, 5, whatever, Lamborghinis behind Harrods, but this is definitely a new one. Did you forget the keys? Yeah. It's only because you're going to your one at the end.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, the better one though. That one's always here, always that one.
It's been here forever. That one's really nice though. I haven't seen that.
I'll take either, to be honest. I'm not fussy, but yeah, this one. Look at that with the body kit.
Beggars can't be choosers.
Ooh, look at that. Yeah, this one's here all the time, guys. I don't know why it's here all the time. I'm guessing either Harrods rent it to make it look good, but this one is literally here all the time. Plus, they wouldn't, if it were just a completely discreet private owner, they wouldn't have Ken Shake Cars Instagram written in the back, would they? Let's be honest. I mean, it's a beautiful car. No one would deny that. A lot of people walking here just because of this super car. 1 second, I'll show you a couple of other interesting things. Look, just come out, look. Harrods bags there. tons and tons of cash. This amazing green Jeep. Actually, I just realised they're Instagrammers. Sorry, they're not. They're in the middle of a photo shoot as well. They're doing a photo shoot with the Harrods bags. You can never tell. See that chauffeur-driven Bentley just went past, the red one. What have we got behind them? Oh, hold on, everybody. Hold the press. The boss is here. Look at this one. I mean, it was, you know, thank you. The selection was good, but it just gets better. No, look at this. Boom. 5 minutes outside Harrods and we just saw, I don't know, X million pounds of cars. I mean, we didn't even really go anywhere. But typical, isn't it just ridiculous? The sheer, utter wealth. You know, again, I don't know who SW4 Ken is, but obviously he's got good taste in motor vehicles. Very, very nice. But we've seen this one before. That very custom trim, the gold trim along the bottom is very distinctive. Very distinctive. And let's see if we make it to the supercars before the traffic lights change. The other one is actually, wait, is that a French plate? Yeah, actually, bizarrely enough, it is. French plate on this other Lamborghini. That might be why we've never seen it. It probably isn't here very often. Oh, we lost it. 1 second. I'm going to go back that way, guys. The way we were coming, because I wanted a little bit close up of the orange Lamborghini. Instead, we've got this. We've got a footman who is very kindly helping the owner of this very, very nice. I'm not going to film him because he might be important. Very, very nice red Bentley. Okay, let's continue. Go back round and I'll. That's the restaurant, everyone, by the way. People are sitting in the sunshine. Beautiful sunshine tourist trap on the other side. Again, better to be on this side and film it, so I'm not sticking the camera in a lot of people's faces. But you get the idea. I mean, it's, you know, just silly amounts of money. Sloane Square, Chelsea, or Chelsea at the north end of Kings Road, Sloane Square. You get the idea. It's rich, okay? It's rich and it's very nice, just like these glorious streets over here. The street is Wharton Place. We're walking around Hands Road though. This is the road that goes right around Harrods. Let's see if there's anything else here. If not, we'll walk along the front of Harrods when we get there in a moment. But yeah, we went from rich and exclusive to mega rich and ridiculously exclusive. As I said, the further we get from Kings Road, the richer it becomes. Again, it's spectacular. This is one house, by the way, this one here. I won't mention who lives there, but it's a very well-known person that lives in that amazing house on the corner. Beautiful house. Yeah, one of the rare examples, actually, still, next to Harrods, of there being a single residential dwelling of that size. Notice how the expensive cars miraculously tend to get those spots right next to Harrods. That's not a coincidence. Give us a hint. Ex-tennis player is all I'll say about that. Yeah, somebody that used to be known as a tennis player. They made a bit of a fortune in other industries. 1 second, let's get to the front of Harrods. I'm pretty sure they still got that Kusama, which was a collaboration. That said, a friend of mine was telling me it should end in the middle of this month. I don't know who's up next. Obviously another brand will have taken the sponsorship reins, etc. It's pretty normal. You would expect it. Okay, let's get to the front of Harrods. Let's hope we don't see what we saw last time we were here. Somebody getting arrested right in front of us during the live. Remember that, everyone. Harrods, folks, look. See the spots on the doors. Just in case anyone doubts where we really are. That's where we are. The one and only. Oopsie. Anyway, out onto the chaos that is Knightsbridge. I literally almost walked into somebody there with a camera. You see that? Anyway, you can see, look, Harrods. I'm going to go sort of as slow as I can along here. Beautiful sunshine. We definitely came in the right way, actually. Walking from this end of Harrods back towards Knightsbridge, we're going to miss the sunshine, which is what I was hoping for. So I'm going to try and go as slowly as possible along the main window because, one, obviously there'll be a lot of people coming along obscuring the view, and two, there's quite a lot to see. So we'll finish along the main window here, and then we will, regrettably, dear viewers, be at the end of today's live. There wasn't even supposed to be a live today, so I blame all of you for that. Anyway, so here we are. Let's enjoy it. This might be the last time I actually see it before the collaboration is removed and they have somebody else. That isn't the lady. She's not actually standing in Harrods, folks. She's really not. Again, lots of people walking by, so trying to be respectful of. It's okay. 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 So yeah. Anyway, there's the artist, folks. So you see how polite everyone is. It doesn't matter. I sort of, there's no point in. I wouldn't appreciate if somebody else was talking about where I live on what is fundamentally a public information channel. Right, let's continue along. Google world's richest tennis players and just pick one in the top 10. Problem solved. It's beautiful though, isn't it? You know, we've got good light today. It's always nice to be here at night, and every other time I've been here has been after dark. So the fact that we came all the way here from Earls Court this morning, what can we say about that, eh? So we're going to go past one of the entrances. Again, covered with the branding, Kusama branding, etc. It's okay. Hey guys, hi. Thank you. So friendly people waving at the camera there. Yeah, Harrods. Let's continue along. Again, I'm trying to go sort of carefully and slowly here because there are so many people that are getting in, they'll get in the way of the camera, but that are passing the camera. They have as much right to be here as I do. But the slower I go, the more I can show all of you. There's not much of it. I mean, just the front window of Harrods, but you get the idea. Is it a male or female tennis player? It's a male tennis player. I'm not going to say anything else about that. I already said too much. Anyway, let's continue along. The spots, Kate, are because of the collaboration. Harrods currently have a collaboration with Louis Vuitton, and the spots are inspired by this artist, Yayoi Kusama. So this branding is all over the shop. It's not just the doors and the escalators and the livery outside. I mean, it's everywhere. I didn't show you guys the best part yet. That's coming up in a minute around the corner. Pretty quiet actually at Harrods today. Surprising, I can actually film the entrances without dozens of people on the way in or out, etc. That's quite a pleasure, a rare pleasure, to be fair. Welcome everybody. Beautiful sights though, let's be fair, aren't they? Beautiful sights here in Knightsbridge. Sorry for the little slip there. Yeah, that's what it is. In fact, here we are. So it ends, everyone, on the 13th. So it ends the day before Valentine's Day. So just a few more days. Then the collaboration is done. I have no idea who's up next after this. Yeah, no idea who's up after this. One second, folks. I'm just putting the cables back in my pocket, and I'll continue around to the other side, and we can focus on questions and so on. Does she make suits for the? I have no idea. I've never, to be honest, terrible as it is to admit, I'd actually never heard of her until this massive collaboration with Harrods. So anyway, it ends on the 13th. News to me. It's good to know. It is Brompton Road, and this is Harrods here in Knightsbridge. 100%. Yeah. Spectacular, isn't it, folks? Literally, no? Like, absolutely spectacular. I actually really love the way I get dirty looks from some people. It's like, why are you filming it? It's like, because I can. One day, guys, we're going to get somebody come up to me and be like, oh, you can't film. And you know what? That's going to be a big argument, but I'll deal with that when it happens. Anyway, so that gives you a direct focus on the front. As you can see, it's enormous. The frontage of Harrods, I think, is second only to Galerie Lafayette in Paris, which just basically goes on forever. But it's pretty impressive, isn't it? Very large queues actually inside. One second, let's see if we can have a slightly closer look. Again, being respectful of the staff and customers. Yeah, we have somebody wearing a Yayoi Kusama themed top, and lots of people looking at me as well through the window. Interesting. What can I say? I mean, retail therapy is not my thing, so it doesn't actually particularly interest me, but it's interesting in the sense that it's unusual. The branding is good. But anyway, the best bit's coming up. Wait, you've got a hell of a lot of people suddenly flooding out. This is the main entrance, by the way, at least into the Kusama collaboration. It's a huge French student tour group. One second, let's go past them. I'll show you guys the statue before we just wander to the end of Knightsbridge. Here we go. We've been here many times. I know a lot of you are new to the live, but yeah, I've been here many times in the past month. In fact, literally since they started constructing this enormous statue. Crazy, isn't it? I mean, just look at the thing. I'm sure I'll be able to fit it all in. I'm going to try to fit it all in the frame. Wait, I'm going to pause here if anyone that wants to take a picture or whatever. Yeah, EL and N is, in fact, this is actually the second one we walked past today in the live. And the other one was the one in Belgravia on the corner of Pont Street. It's becoming quite popular, actually. I didn't know, it just sort of exploded from nowhere. I didn't really even notice it until recently. I think they sort of somewhat traded off the Peggy Portion themed pink exterior, though, to be honest. This one's particularly nice because it's got the outside space here. I'm not going to film because there are a lot of ladies wearing burqas and it would be a bit disrespectful. But anyway, yeah, so here we are, that 50-foot tall, extraordinary statue of Kusama, who's painting those dots. If we can make it out. I'll go around everyone, walk around it, and we're going to go to the top of Knightsbridge where we will end today's live. So we're very close. A second, I'm going to walk around it because it's massive. 1 second, I missed half the question. 1 second, guys, 1 second. I'll have a look at the questions. 1 moment. Let me just get to the rear side here. 1 moment. Then I will look at the questions, everyone, as well, yeah? Second, let me go further back so I can get it all in. What I will do is briefly pause on the corner here with the tripod so that I can have a look at questions and stuff. So we're getting very close to the end as well. 1 second. So let me get a good spot. 1 second, folks. Yes, it is temporary, yeah. There was a Dior collaboration that was here previously. Okay, let's just look at the questions. Sorry, I'm now firmly sort of positioned on the floor, folks, in the corner. Please go ahead, guys. I'm going to stay here for a few minutes and I will happily and gladly answer any of your questions. I definitely know that some of you were... I wasn't an architect, no, I have no design background. We are at the side of Harrods, here in Knightsbridge. This is the side of Harrods in Knightsbridge in central London. I do live in London, yep. I live roughly about 8 minutes walk from where we are right now. Where do I recommend staying? I would honestly say, again, it depends on budget. It's very hard to recommend things like hotels or restaurants because of budget. I would always say look at Airbnb first. You get a hell of a lot better value with Airbnb in London. It's an enormous shop. It's bigger than Selfridges, but it's not as big as Galeries Lafayette in Paris. That's what I would say about that. Where's the Moral Princess? The Princess Diana Moral, there is one in Harrods, a small one, not something that interests me particularly. There's also the Princess Diana Fountain and so on in Hyde Park. We've been there a couple of times. Just looking at the question, did you shop there before immigrators? Yeah, I mean, lots of people do. Harrods isn't only, I mean, obviously in part it's for, for people that want to buy luxury products, but at the same time it's also for everyone. A lot of people will just go and take a piece of cake, for example. Russian honey cake at Harrods is the best in London. Temperature, I would guess probably something like about 5 or 6 degrees right now. It's not hot, it's not cold. It's a good question. I don't know about the size of Macy's or Barney's or any of those stores in New York City to compare it. I would guess, based on the fact that everything in New York is pretty grand and large, that the US stores would probably be bigger, to be fair. I'd be very surprised if Barney's or Macy's or whatever. Why is this respectful? People cover their faces, Peter, in public spaces for religious reasons, and they choose to cover their faces because they would prefer not to be seen. So I have no desire to be sticking my camera in anyone's face. For the same reason that if I walked past the Russian Orthodox Church in Knightsbridge and the Russians and Ukrainian ladies were coming out with their heads covered with scarves, I also would not film them. It's a matter of respect. I've just found out you on TikTok when you schedule. The lives are very much random. They're here and there. I tend to go live at least every other day. Sometimes it's daily. It varies massively. I never promise when I will be on or off because it kind of just happens when it does. Best area to stay in, I would definitely go with Chelsea, Knightsbridge, or Mayfair. Again, it depends on budget, guys. It always depends on budget. These things are always budget dependent. If somebody says they've got an unlimited budget, if you've got an unlimited budget, stay at Claridge's. You've got everything you need right around you and the best service in London. My favourite part of the city, Buckingham Palace, Tower Bridge. I mean, it just goes on and on. I have no idea if they still sell dogs. Oh, Barney's is gone. Oh, what about, is Bloomingdale's still open as well, or is that also gone? Something to look forward to, Ricky, if it's coming soon. Time here, 15:20. Best high tea, Claridge's or Lanesborough. 100% Claridge or Lanesborough. It's not even a religious thing, Peter. It's about the fact that, you know, a lot of people that watch the lives know I don't even film inside any church, mosque or religious building, you know, ever. It's a matter of respect. All religions I'm just respectful. Yeah, LV. Well, guys, 1 second. Hold on, wait up. I'm struggling to keep up with all your questions, folks. Whoa. Okay, Bloomingdale's is still there. 1 second. Nearest tube stop to this is Knightsbridge. It's 1 second from where I am now. Literally, Knightsbridge tube station is right here. Good morning from Texas. Sorry if anyone, if I missed your question. Please re-ask. Okay, so Bloomingdale's is still open. Barney's is gone. Macy's is still there. I would have thought that Bloomingdale's and Macy's are both larger than Harrods. I just would have done because, you know, everything is super grand in New York City. Welcome if you're joining from Holland. I can't comment on pubs. I'm not a pub guy. Favorite restaurant? Italian, Locanda Locatelli. Okay. Chinese, I would go with something simple like Royal China, probably. Yeah, Locanda Locatelli, definite favourite. In Mayfair, Scott's. Scott's is a great restaurant. Welcome. Willkommen if you're watching from Vienna. Welcome. Apparently, we just saw the plaque on the wall that says that this ends on the 13th, day before Valentine's Day. This is going to get removed. It is. It's a collaboration with Harrods and Louis Vuitton. Welcome, joining from Texas or indeed Maryland. We're going to go right through the US states. I can feel it. Welcome if you're joining from South Africa. Welcome everybody. This is Knightsbridge. I haven't quite finished the live, guys. We're having like another 10-15 minutes. I'm just going to walk down to the bottom of Knightsbridge. You guys will see how close we are. Welcome if you're joining from Ontario. Very different world, Jacqueline, eh? 70s to now. Good lord. Harrods does compare to Bloomie's and Macy's. Okay, that's good to know. I didn't know that. Welcome joining from Chicago. Weather 6 degrees-ish, I guess, something like that. Welcome Ghana, Arizona, Nova Scotia, Sweden. Guys, Ukraine. We're doing a UN thing again here. Harris is even better. Okay, yeah, this is Harrods. Welcome Romania, Australia. Hey, the world is waking up right now. We're all joining the live. California, Miami. Good lord. Ciao, welcome joining from Italy and Colorado. Welcome everybody. Yeah, a lot of people from South Africa. A lot of people from I've never heard of Maggie Jones. No, never. It's not an ex-lady tennis player, it's a male tennis player. Oh wow, Virginia Beach. I'm very jealous. Sheffield, hey, a fellow Englishman. Dominican Republic, Greenwich. Greenwich just down the road. I'll be in Greenwich hopefully next week. Kentucky, Kenya. Thought we were going to do all of the K's then. Estonia, New Zealand, welcome. Good lord. The statue does have a face. Don't worry, we haven't finished yet. I'll show you in a minute, guys. I was just stopping here to answer the questions. The scrolling of questions was so fast I couldn't keep up. Guys, seriously. Lincolnshire, good lord. Paddington, yeah, 100%. Paddington will be coming soon. We were very close to Paddington the other day when I did Edgware Road. Sandbanks, hey, Paul in Dorset, welcome. New Hampshire. Oh, guys, Milton Keynes, just up the road. Primark, no Primarks here. No Primarks. Waterside Walks, Hammersmith or Canary Wharf. Belgium, Romania. Favourite shop, I think it's everyone's favourite shop. Battersea, Washington State, Germany. Good lord, heavens, guys, just Wokium, just up the road. And the glories of Australia, Birmingham, Detroit, Michigan. Sarasota, Florida, wow. Guys, taxes, what can I say about taxes? If you shop here, you can get your taxes back before you leave. That's the good news. Oxford Street, Oregon. Andy Murray, no comment, it doesn't matter who lives there. Come on, seriously folks, why does it matter? Who cares? Bahamas, Portsmouth in Hampshire, welcome. Virginia Beach, North Carolina. Okay, we're getting closer. I'm going to show you her face, everyone. Manchester. Heather Green, you're from Manchester. Literally yesterday, I'm not sure if you were watching yesterday's, I met those two super lovely girls from Manchester who were outside Buckingham Palace, and they were talking about how ridiculously expensive everything is compared to life in Manchester. Rochester, New York, upstate. Wow, welcome. Okay, I'm going to go around and show you. Time here, 3:30 in the afternoon here in London. Indiana. Good lord, the entire US is waking up. East Coast and West Coast and everything in the middle. Crazy. Okay, let's show you Mademoiselle Kusama's face. There it is, everyone. 1 second. I'm just going to try and be careful of the ladies that are standing here. Lots of people obviously taking pictures as well. There she is. Just about got the entirety of... Welcome, guys. Everyone joining now. Chile, USA. Good lord. We're really going for it today, aren't we, folks? Literally, we've got our own little UN General Assembly going on here. I'm really not, I promise. West Virginia as well. Wow. It is nice though, isn't it? We've got good lights today, actually. Walthamstow, just up the road in East London. Welcome. Yeah, it's quite the sight, I must say. It really is quite the sight. I haven't been here since last week, so it's good to be seeing this right now. Second, guys, my phone is ringing. Let me just decline that. Not interested. By Montreal, Canada, North Carolina. Goodness me! Wow, it always amazes me, in fact, how we get people dropping in from every single state. This, everybody, just last time I'm going to mention it, this is a huge statue behind Harrods. Okay, it's a collaboration between Louis Vuitton, Japanese designer Yayoi Kusama, and Harrods. This is Harrods, world famous department store. That is Harrods. Yeah, it is because London is amazing. It's true, and every single person standing behind me taking a picture would agree that it's spectacular. Fort Worth, look at that, it's e-spectacular. New restaurant, new Japanese and Swedish. Okay, that's a new one to me. Incredible. This has been here for quite a while now, actually. I can't remember if it was just before Christmas or after Christmas. I've been to Knightsbridge at least 4 or 5 times this year already, and every time I've been here, this has been here. But this is the first time I've come across it in daylight, so it's interesting to be seeing it for me today. Yeah, all avoiding going to capitalist workhouses. It will not still be here in November. The signs on the side of Harrods said that this collaboration is ending on the 13th of this month. So we have just a few days, folks. Literally just a few days to see this, and then it's over. I have no idea what's up next, which designer is going to be collaborating with Harrods next. They had Dior, then they've just had Louis Vuitton, both are LVMH brands, so I don't know if LVMH have got another spot following. I guess we'll find out soon, you know. If this one ends on the 13th, I'm thinking it will take them probably a week, maybe a bit longer to, yeah, let me try, I'll try and go around, bearing in mind that this side is the shop, so we might have problems with this. Let's have a look. I'll see if I can. I mean, we can kind of, if I look up high enough, 1 second, let me see. The best I'm going to be able to do, folks, is this. That's, you know, again, we're at the edge of the shop here. If you can see her face, then, yeah, that's the best I can do. There's no way of getting it in the frame without the storefront here at Harrods. Hope that's good enough. Studio Franzen. Okay, Michelin star. Wow. Yeah, it's pretty impressive, isn't it? Let's be honest. It's enormous. Okay, so that's the side of Harrods, folks, or in fact that's all sides of Harrods, including those amazing cars we saw earlier. I'll pop the highlights from the things we saw here outside Harrods onto the TikTok this evening. Promise, I always do. You know I do, guys. So I'm a man of my word. But anyway, we're not over yet. Just a teeny weeny bit more of Knightsbridge. I'll show you while we're here. Yeah, it doesn't surprise me. I don't film inside Harrods and Selfridges for 2 reasons. One, a lot of you will know that I ask the security regularly when I'm here, can you film, can you live? They say no, you can't. You know what? So fine, I won't. I respect that. I don't want to get banned. I don't want to get a bad name as being somebody that breaks the rules. So I'm happy to just listen to what they say. And you guys know I've asked the doorman many times, hey, is it okay to film inside? They don't like it. And it's their shop, so I respect their rules. Simple as that. Plus, to be honest, you know, who would want to see inside when you know? I understand a lot of you are watching from abroad. It would be fun to see inside, but I'd rather not risk getting banned. Fundamentally, you know, anyone that's that interested in it will come to London to visit and see it themselves. Let's continue along Knightsbridge in this amazing sunshine. Hopefully, we're not going to get too blinded by it. Actually, we are going to get a little bit blinded by it. Let me cross over, folks. I'm going to cross over. That way, we're going to be out of the sun, out of the sunshine. It's just too bright on the side. We're going to get absolutely blinded. Actually, 1 second. The sun is directly behind me. Actually, I think we're going to be okay. I think we'll be fine. Yeah, we're not going to get the sun. I think we'll come at the top of Sloane Street, but I think we're going to be okay with the light. It wouldn't actually matter to me, Mishima. I don't shop there regularly. I occasionally might get a piece of cake or whatever, but it's more about just being respectful. You know, it's their shop, it's their rules. But more importantly, if I were in a shop shopping, I would want to be left alone. I wouldn't want somebody sticking a camera in my face, you know? Plus the shop is owned obviously by the Qatar Investment Authority. An awful lot of the visitors and the shoppers in Harrods are from the Middle East, okay? They don't want to be filmed. And I'm not going to film them because, you know, it's about respect. Just like I wouldn't want somebody sticking the camera in my face if I decided to pop out to Harrods to have some lunch. So, you know, people in the shops, not my thing. I don't need that. Interesting outfit here. Very interesting outfits. Extraordinary. No idea even which. I think they were speaking Serbian. It was a very unusual language. We're just walking along to the top of Knightsbridge here. Very close to the end, everyone, today. Didn't expect it would go on quite this long, but boom, it did, as usual. And what a glorious day, to be outside in the sunshine. Chelsea Root got banned from Harrods. Okay, so it does happen. I was wondering if it was a bit of an urban myth about people actually getting banned, but you know what? If somebody did, they did. Oh, store employee just getting his Uber Eats for lunch. I was watching of Switzerland though. In fact, that shot's been robbed a few times. It was the first second I saw the guy with the helmet on the bike, I thought it was a robbery. Wow, she got kicked out. Extraordinary. Oh dear. Well, you know, you break the rules, you pay the price. Simple as that. Hence me not venturing into Harrods. I just don't see the point, guys, honestly. You know me, I'll push my luck a little bit like I did when we were at the Tower of London. I tried to go and look at the crown jewels, but that was a teeny weeny bit too cheeky. But at least I didn't try and push in. I did ask them, and they said no. Fine. No is no. I'll just show you a couple more bits and bobs while we're here, folks. Yeah, AMG. It's a nice car. Lovely car. Boom. Traffic, hey, look. I mean, it's 3:30 in the afternoon. This is Knightsbridge. Look at the traffic. Yeah, it doesn't matter how rich you are. You're not going anywhere, are you? Literally. I mean, you are absolutely not going anywhere. Okay, so I'll concentrate on the other side of the road in a minute when we come back. Knightsbridge. Just walk past. Right, looking back. Hold on. So Harrods obviously around the corner. I didn't go back because of the light. Apple Store, Knightsbridge Tube, new Burberry shop. Burberry used to be there, but they moved it. I guess they thought this spot was better. It's definitely a lot newer. So anyway, yeah, Burberry store right here. Harvey Nichols on the other side of the road, obviously. Bidding. One second, everyone. That's the Mandarin Oriental directly in the frame. Amazing colours now, actually, in the sunlight over the Mandarin Oriental. Super.
Yeah, but still take it. I know you're doing a good thing.
Okay, so that's the Mandarin Oriental. As I mentioned, on this side is Harvey Nichols. Is there an earthquake? Not in London, no. If the ground is moving, it's because I'm walking too heavily. Okay, so Mandarin Oriental, as I mentioned, one second, almost at the top of Knightsbridge here. Then I'm going to cut behind the buildings and show you the other side. It's on my way home anyway, so it wouldn't hurt. Remember, we were behind here before when we got to the north end of Cadogan Place, Hyde Park Tower. This is lives. My TikTok account is 1 month old, so a couple of weeks ago. Yeah, Nusret. We all know Salt Bay's London restaurant, etc. Don't worry, you're not in it. Nusret. Lovely restaurant. Above it, Hyde Park Tower, folks. Look how high up it goes. Hyde Park Tower. Yeah, just making sure the doorman wasn't in the video. Again, better to respect them, that way you don't get in trouble if you go out for dinner. 1 second. So anyway, we reached the end of Knightsbridge. Again, these little streets around the side, again, it goes towards Belgravia. They're just restaurants and residential and so on. They're kind of tourist traps for people coming out of Harrods. Almost finished, folks. One last thing to show you all. Let's cross over while the traffic is temporarily not moving. No, the Mandarin Oriental wasn't a mansion. I don't actually know what it was originally. It wouldn't surprise me if it was a government building of some sort. It's very grand. Okay, so we're going on now past Knightsbridge onto Albert Gate. Albert Gate. Right, on this side, and again, I'm going to be careful, it's a Kuwaiti embassy, everybody. I'm glad I know that because many times I walked past, I wasn't sure which flag it was. Now I know. Kuwaiti flag right there. Future reference. Other side, French. Kuwaiti embassy behind me, French embassy in front. If we go through Albert Gate, you all know where we are then. Which park is this? Come on, guys. Please don't. No one wants to tell me that we're in France or Gorky Park in Moscow. But we went from the absolute chaos of Knightsbridge, all of that traffic, all of that noise, all of those people, to this. Isn't that better? You can smell the fresh air the second you walk through Albert Gate. Isn't that better, everyone? I'm going to be walking this way, not terribly far, because I'm going to cut back out of the park on my way home. I'm going to cross over so you guys can see the architecture from the back, especially one Hyde Park. Hyde Park is great. If anyone really is interested in Hyde Park, watch my midnight walk through Hyde Park video on the YouTube channel. Okay, that's one of my favourite videos ever. Walking through Hyde Park at midnight in the snow. How about that? Oh, wait. Oh, they're going to run away. I just noticed that a squirrel was playing and running around, but the second I got close, they ran off. Isn't it wonderfully green? Can you see the army flats? Yeah, we're getting down there. Don't worry. That's coming up. The flats next to the barracks. This at the moment, obviously, is the back of the Mandarin Oriental. Breakfast room, or dining room and breakfast room, is on the ground floor here. This terrace. If, for example, you go for afternoon tea at the Mandarin Oriental, that's where you'll sit and have it, looking out over the glorious views that are Hyde Park. It's very peaceful. That contrast, in fact, between Knightsbridge, where we were just now, and this right behind it. You know, I was talking about before how the fact that Chelsea is very rich, Chelsea is very, very exclusive. It's very old money, okay? Knightsbridge is much more showy. But at the same time, the benefit to Knightsbridge over Chelsea is the fact that you have this right behind you. You know, you've got literally London's largest garden, Hyde Park, right here. You know, it's enormous, it's glorious, and it doesn't matter which season it is or whatever the temperature is, it's always a beautiful spot. Always a beautiful spot. A very beautiful spot. Well, I like it anyway. As I think, oh, what was that noise? Anyway, so that's one Hyde Park. From this side, I think it's much prettier than the other side. It's beautiful all year round, you know, it really is. When it was snowing, it was one of the first places I headed to. Westminster was the first. Get that snow with Big Ben. YouTube channel name. Anyone that isn't sure about that, just click, guys. On my TikTok profile, you've got the Instagram button. Click that. That Instagram button will then give you the Instagram channel and the YouTube channel. It's all there. The links are on the TikTok page. We're behind the Mandarin Oriental here in Hyde Park. Okay, so if I look back this way, that would take us to Hyde Park Corner, Wellesley Hotel, Lanesborough Hotel, Wellington Arch, blah blah blah, etc. Going towards Buckingham Palace. Might be Buckingham Palace tomorrow. I'm still thinking about it. Yeah, so we're behind the Mandarin Oriental, still walking casually along here a little teeny bit, and enjoying it. You know, beautiful views in the park here, super peaceful, with some of London's finest architecture and indeed most expensive residential accommodation right there, as you can see. The absolute glory that is one Hyde Park. You know, the other side is very easy to get seduced by the other side with the lights and the views over Knightsbridge. But this is the real reason that these flats are worth so much money, okay? This view. I mean, look, could you imagine having the view? Even if you're on the ground floor, imagine this as your view. You open your windows at the front and you've got the chaos of Knightsbridge, all the cars and the people and everything, and that's great, and everything else, okay? But then at the same time, you can come to the other side of your apartment, look out of the back, and you've got all of this. I mean, look at it. You know, with.
Take your desperation away.
Sorry, you're talking to me.
Won't acknowledge what I did.
But I'm nowhere near you, so why are you talking to me?
Excuses.
I'm not going anywhere. If you don't like it, move on. Anyway, so let's continue. I'm not taking a picture of you. I'm not interested in you. I don't care about you. You're irrelevant. You sound like a child.
Do you think I want to hear anything about you?
Sorry, it's an immature idiot girl that's behind, who's obviously a little bit mentally challenged. Anyway, let's continue. Sorry, I'm not going to get into an argument with a girl. Hear her screaming and shouting about nothing. Okay, so let's walk further into the park. How long ago was it that I was on Knightsbridge just saying to you guys that it's only a matter of time before somebody gets angry? The reason that she's angry is that she's homeless, okay? She thought that the camera went near her. It didn't go anywhere near her. It wasn't even close to her. If I turn back, you can see she's sitting under the tree there, really far away. You can't identify her. It's a homeless woman, a little bit crazy. No, I didn't film her, no, but I understand why she was obviously getting a little bit. Anyway, so let's the irony though, folks, I was just saying, wasn't I? I was literally just saying moments ago in Knightsbridge that, oh, it's only a matter of time before there's an argument with somebody, and then boom, we get into the park, the most peaceful part of London, and somebody starts screaming at me. Camera was nowhere, not even close to her. I noticed that she was there immediately, and specifically made sure that she wasn't filmed. Anyway, that's her situation. Let's not explore that. Anyway, so we're further into the park. She might have done us a favour actually. She's pushed us further into the park. Yeah, she's homeless. Come on, bless her. You know, it's not her fault. I didn't want to get into a massive argument because there's no point. No horses, sadly, folks. This is typically where the horses gallop. The army barracks, by the way, that's the army building that the lady was referring to a little bit earlier in the chat through there. But perhaps the homeless girl did us a favour. You know why? Because what she's done inadvertently is pushed us deeper into the park. And what does that mean? It means that, but we're right next to the Serpentine. So we're going to walk along the Serpentine briefly, and we'll get closer to Kensington. So it actually worked out perfectly, inadvertently. Oh, that's not true, Perry-Ann. I hate to tell you. We might not see them a lot, but there are a lot. There are an awful lot. It's an enormous problem here in London. Huge problem. Okay, folks, we've got more spectacular views to look forward to. So that young lady did us a favour. Inadvertently, she did us a favour. And in just a moment, you'll see why she did us a favour. Ta-da! Fishing kit, all of that? Yeah. Flipping out, what, you're here for like a month? Jesus Christ. How much did it take if you're going for a year? That's a lot of kit.
That again, yeah.
How did you get it all here though?
Walked it.
From where?
I'm working next to the old police house.
Okay.
I'm working on the roofs there, so it saves me about £50 in travel every day.
Flipping hell. I'm on TikTok Live. Can I show them how much kit you've got in here? You sure? You're cool with that, guys? Yeah. Okay, the guys here are fishing, everyone. This is how much they bought, how much kit they bought with them for fishing. Guys, seriously.
Never enough.
The things that you see here, I tell you, don't go over that way. Some really crazy homeless people. Very, really? Yeah, massively.
Join them in a minute.
Yeah, you're gonna fish. Yeah. Fresh fish.
Have a lovely day.
You too, guys. Cheers. That's a lot. That's a lot of fishing kit, isn't it, for for a couple of days here. The funny thing is, I wasn't even sure that you could fish here. Look, there he goes. Look with this fishing rod. I'm not even convinced that you're allowed to fish here. I've never ever seen anybody fishing here. I mean, you can't swim at this part. I know that, but I've never seen anyone fishing either. But I guess they've been here for a while. If they've got that much kit. And not only that, the park keeper would obviously have mentioned very clearly that, hey, you're not supposed to be. There are, yeah. I have no idea. I mean, I'm guessing perhaps some carp or some small trout. I have no clue. I can't honestly believe that that you were allowed to fish here. If it were allowed, there would be anglers here all over the place. So I think they're either taking the whatever or just chancing their luck. But that is a lot of kit. Seriously? I thought they were army. I thought they were training. Did the sign set no? I didn't even see it. I was too busy reading the bit about the swimming. So the sign said no fishing allowed, and they're actually right there fishing. I mean, English guys, look, that's how much respect they've got for the no fishing sign. Gotta love it, eh? Oh well, that is a good example. It's true, they were very camouflaged. I honestly thought they were military for a second. It's like, hold on, they've got all that green kit and they're both dressed like soldiers. Curious. Look at the swan. There's a swan there, literally sort of zooming across the middle of the lake. Sorry, how far away am I away from the concert grounds? Wait, which concert grounds? Which concert grounds, everyone? 1 second. Oh, just scrolling up the comments. Right by the, yeah. I guess, to be honest though, they probably might have done that on purpose. That way if somebody came along, they could sort of, they might even be filming a video. You know what, I think they're probably filming a YouTube video. Oh, you know, the day we went fishing in Hyde Park, I bet that's what it is. You get so many people doing those kind of jokey things. Recently I was in a restaurant in central London, and some guys ran in saying, oh, everybody needs to evacuate, there's a gas leak, we're from the fire brigade. Everybody ran out like in a bit of a panic, and then they just started laughing, and they're just like, oh, that's going to make a great video for YouTube. So you never know, you don't know who to take seriously or not, you know. Thank you very much, I'm glad you enjoyed it. I didn't think we'd actually end up in Hyde Park, but I guess that encounter, all the, you know, even the slightly negative things happen for a reason. We're in Hyde Park. This is the Serpentine, everyone. We have beautiful white swans zooming around in the middle gracefully. We have ducks. Walk along here, there's a huge gaggle of seabirds here. Look, we've got some glorious light actually this afternoon here in the park. Yeah, me too, I do love the sound as well. This swan with its wings open, look here in the middle. Super, isn't it? It's absolutely beautiful. No, it's not Hyde Park in Boston, it's Hyde Park. I didn't even know there was a Hyde Park in Boston. It's Hyde Park in London. Come on, Swan, show your face. Comment, Swan, you're on TikTok Live. Anything to add? Oh, no, wait, the Swan just said no. Comment? Hey. Hello. Do you have a comment for the viewers? No, no comment. That's a beautiful bird though, isn't it? Magnificent. Actually, there are two of them. I didn't notice the other one. Here. There's a magnificent swan. Lovely. Yeah, she literally came over and sort of stuck her beak right in the camera. Oh wait, we've got some geese here. Geese and ducks, look, they're all sort of... Oh, look at this. He just landed right next to me, literally. Honestly, it literally just landed. He's just like, excuse me, there's no TikTok living allowed in this park. Excuse me, stop filming. Well, I mean, to be honest, there are a lot here. Plus, anyone that's seen Alfred Hitchcock's movie with Tippi Hedren, The Birds, you're right to be worried. Actually, there are quite a lot of swans. I didn't know this. There's one over there heading off. Second one following. Oh, and number 3. Lovely. Oh, and he vanished. The angry bird is gone. Okay, let's continue along the Serpentine. Oh, off they go again. Oof. Walk as far as the bridge, and I'm going to cut through, and I'll be very close to home, guys. So not very far to the end, but we'll go past the bridge. The bridge is beautiful. There's another one. Hello, hi. Do you have a comment for TikTok Live? Hello. Excuse me. Hello. Nope, no comment. Wait, what are you waiting for? You're waiting for some food. You want some food? I don't have any. Plus, you're not supposed to feed the birds. Damn, that's a really close up with the swan. If that swan decides it's camera hungry, my phone is gone. Any comment? No. Nope, no comment. I know. I could feel that the swan wanted to communicate with us, but just couldn't find the words. Camera shy. Wait, this one is really curious. This one is kind of brown and white mixed together, having a little wash. God, the water must be absolutely freezing. Okay, excuse me, sir. Oh, whoa, my God, the neck is super long. Sorry, excuse me. Hello. Hello. Oh, wait, what? You heard that, guys? The swan actually said no comment. You heard it. I'm not lying. You heard it. I'm in Hyde Park, everyone. We're just walking along the edge of the Serpentine, me being a bit silly here. That again is the army barracks building. Beautiful light actually this evening, glorious light. Probably about 45 minutes until sunset. Very, very, very pretty here. Views, 360 views. It did snort. There are lots of them actually. I'm quite surprised. They tend to congregate typically on the northern bank. We got lucky today actually with this. Friendly swans. Thanks everyone for the like, it's much appreciated. People like to get in these pedlos as well. They have pedlos and rowing boats in here. A bit too cold to be in now. I mean, you can. They do rent them out and people do go out. But it's obviously much more popular when the spring comes. Lots and lots of boats and pedlos here on the lake. It's vast. It's a huge lake. I mean, look at the size of it. Look. Oh. Time over here just before 4 p.m. It's super peaceful, especially there on the north bank. Look, and how green it is. Actually, it's really come back to life. Yeah, it is a beautiful day. Actually, it isn't hot, but it's plenty sunny, plenty bright. These are sort of views that I like in London. Look, you know, when you have the overhanging branches. Beautiful, isn't it? Don't need to row my boat. If I row my boat, who's going to hold the gimbal? Oh, you didn't think about that, did you? They're closed anyway. They're not. No one's out. There's no one out. I'm not sure if they are renting them out yet. I did see somebody recently in one. Also got people on horseback. It's just a local horse school. There are stables at Hyde Park, so people will have horse riding lessons here in the park. Impossible not to, isn't it, Layla? To be honest, especially on a day like this. You know, you've got chilly air. You can see. Yep, you can just about see your breath. So I'm guessing it's a couple of degrees right now, and it's getting colder. But it's beautiful. The light is incredible. She does, strictly speaking, indeed. Well, I mean, she did. Now the king. Can you fish in that lake? You can if you're the two guys that we saw at the beginning up there, who were fishing in the lake. But strictly speaking, no, you're not supposed to fish in the lake. Many people mentioned that there was a sign saying no fishing. No swimming and no fishing. And no swimming. At least not here. I'll show you the bit in a minute where people do go swimming. You are allowed to swim, but only in one designated area. And we're coming up to that in just a moment. And you'll be shocked. People do swim there. They were probably swimming there this morning. There's a swimming club here in the Serpentine. Yep, actual swimming club. Can you imagine? Yeah, a little bit of sun. It was a beautiful day. Wait, that's the... Just walking past it again. Block of flats above the army barracks. Just walk around 1 second, we'll cut through. Okay, this, folks, is where people swim. You see this somewhat cordoned area with the steps into the water. I'll show you the sign in a minute. Look. Between 6 a.m. and 9:30 a.m. The barracks are still in use, or often when I've gone past I'm seeing military personnel in and out. So they're, at least to some degree, they're still being used. I'm not sure if it's an official barracks. I would think it is, because often you see the soldiers either running or on horseback here in the park. Look at the light, guys. Look at the light. The absolutely spectacular light that we've got here. 1 second, let me pop this down. I want to take a couple of pictures. It's so pretty. Still, you know, this winter light is beautiful in the evenings. Isn't that just lovely? It really is. I hope that the light looks as good on the camera as it actually does with me looking at it. It really is quite spectacular. Lovely to look at, really glorious. Yeah, the water. Oof, you know, what can we say about that? I mean, obviously it's not, you know, terrible. Otherwise, they wouldn't allow. There wouldn't be any swimming for you know, how do we say? You know, for health and safety reasons. But there is. And you know, as we know, as we saw there, you know, people do swim. An extraordinary thing to think about, really. But it is what it is. Okay, let me take a couple of pictures here while we've got this beautiful, spectacular light this afternoon. It's incredible. I'm glad to read that. Thank you very much, Charlie. It is pretty spectacular to watch, actually. The swans and the birds are just adoring it. How deep is it? Good question. I mean, deep enough to row. I would think it's probably a couple of meters in the middle. I've never been in this water. You know, I can't comment authoritatively on how deep it might or might not be, but I'm guessing it's probably deeper than any of us would want to get stuck in or in trouble in. Let's put it that way. So I'm just trying to get a picture that's directly correct. That's it. I think I finally got it. Sorry, I was a little bit off on the horizontal in my first try. They're putting a dud picture on Instagram. Say well, that's Hyde Park, or actually Serpentine. There it is, Serpentine Lake, Hyde Park. That picture's on Instagram, folks. I think that's probably my favourite picture of the day, actually. Took a few, but that one is beautiful. The light is utterly extraordinary. Okay, let's get moving. Past the bridge. My pleasure. Thank you very much for the kind comments. It's much appreciated. Is it really 17 feet deep? Good Lord. So I would literally just about be able to see out of the water then, wouldn't I? Thinking about it. If I stood on the bottom, my eyes would just about be able to peek out. Crazy. It is nice, isn't it? Yeah, it's beautiful. Wait, here's the actual sign for the swimming club, everyone. Just in case anyone of you are deciding to make an application to join the Serpentine Lido. Here it is, look. Extraordinary thing to read, actually, look. June to mid-September and May bank holidays, public bathing, weather permitting. 10 a.m. to 6 p.m. Crazy. Public bathing and swimming club. No fishing or dogs allowed in the Lido. Extraordinary. I mean, really quite extraordinary. Bearing in mind that the water is probably zero-ish. Oh, Mish 000. I couldn't agree with you. I'm sorry. You know, we've been walking around now for many tens of miles in the last month. No problems yet. Touch wood. Yeah. Anyway, that's where you go if you're here for the swimming. That's where you go in. Would any of you be brave enough? I wouldn't do it. Way too cold. Literally, like crazy cold. Actually, wait, there's a Lido garden here. I've never even noticed this. 1 second, let's have a quick look at the Lido garden. Then we're almost at the end. Really beautiful, really beautiful. Oh, it's closed. I'm sorry, folks, it's closed. I'm guessing it's just sort of little spot to eat some food purchased in the cafe, which is just here. And again, we all know that London City Walks likes to go where no one else dare go. Folks, I've decided, I didn't tell you all of this, but ever since we started the walk earlier on in Earls Court, part of the reason that people will look at me in a very funny way is that I've only been wearing my swimming trunks. Okay? Honestly. Yeah, I've been walking almost naked since we left Earls Court. At this point, I'm going to go in the water for a little bit, guys, but I'll leave the camera on, okay? No chance. Must be joking. I'm worried now I'm going to fall in. It's a bit freaky being out here actually on the end of the... Whoa. Okay, the water is shallow. It says no diving, shallow water 1 meter. Okay, look, this is where I am at the end of that. I'm actually in the Serpentine right now. I'm going to walk back, not looking at the camera. I'm going to look at the ground in case I slip and fall in. Imagine, guys, if I fell in. Hey, welcome, Charlie, just up the road, West London. Oh, definitely get a good picture from there. The trouble is, if I try and take the camera, I know I'm going to drop my phone. I don't know about the Diana water sculpture. You mean the fountain? Yeah, the Princess Diana Memorial Fountain has been open for a long time here in Hyde Park. Assuming that's what you're referring to. Gosh, I was really thinking, can you imagine, guys, that would be super embarrassing. Kensington Palace, yeah. Kensington Palace, everybody. It's a curious one, that. I was actually thinking about popping there this week. One small problem, it's closed. There'll be a new exhibition opening there, I think they said in April or May. But yeah, it's closed. It doesn't matter what kind of ticket you've got or what kind of access, it's closed to the public completely. It would be funny in one respect, but it would also be not funny in the sense that it would be over. It would be done. Thank you. I'm glad my accent sort of is appropriate for the narration for you guys. Very kind. Thank you, Maria. Okay, that's the end of the Serpentine, at least until we get to the bridge. I get though, it would be amusing if I did fall. If you guys saw me fall in, if I left like the camera on the side, and then I sort of tried to be smart and I tripped up and fell in the water. Of course, that would be funny. But if I was going to do that, I'd definitely wait until it was a bit warmer. Trust me. Okay, we're just walking up toward the bridge here, and then we're going to be very close to the end, folks. Guys, seriously, don't don't tempt fate. I really don't want to fall in. Can you imagine how cold it would be? Utterly freezing, to be honest. Like, scarily cold, freezing. In some ways, Thomas, I would agree with you. It's a very, very peaceful part of London. You know, it really is an incredibly beautiful part of London. I'll focus on it a little bit more when we come out. Because yeah, the bridge. I mean, you know, the view over the bridge with the light we have right now. You know, it's just, what can you say about that? Come on, it's beautiful, isn't it? Mesmerising almost. It really is quite glorious. What we're going to do, folks, is just have a very quick walk into here while we're here. Okay. I know a lot of you have asked about that before, and I've sort of mentioned it and promised it. But we're here, so we'll just pop in. It's not very large. It won't take us more than a few minutes to walk around. So whilst the gates are open, let's have a quick look. Yeah, London is quite extraordinary. We've almost entirely got the garden to ourselves, everyone. It's very, very, very quiet in here today. Very quiet. No, not at all my pleasure. Yeah, it's spookily quiet actually. Let's be honest, it's always cold in London, Commonwealth, you know that. It's always cold here. Yeah, it has been Dimanche. Thank you very much. Dimanche, hey, Sunday, welcome Sunday. It's not always this quiet. We only have two girls that for some reason have decided they want some peace and quiet and tranquility in here. I prefer it this way too, actually. We're going to get some spectacular light as we walk around the fountain here. You can see it just peeking in a teeny bit, the sunshine there. Look at that, almost like magic. Thank you, Dimanche. Beautiful, beautiful light. It would be packed in the summer. One second, I'm going to move the camera away because the girls are sitting here peacefully. One moment. Yeah, the light is just wonderful. Look at this. Just peeking out, actually. My pleasure, my pleasure. Happy to share. It's a glorious city, so it's only right to share it. Oh, definitely check those. Don't, I won't forget, I promise, Jay Bella. When we get close to the end, which we're almost at, I'll do the traditional thing of seeing how many steps we covered. Not a huge amount, definitely. I'm pretty sure it'll be under 10,000, but we'll see. It is beautiful, though, isn't it? I mean, look at this. Look at this view. You've got the fountain here, and the Serpentine beyond, with those autumnal colours. I call them autumnal because they're not really winter colours. They are kind of autumnal colours. Yeah, it most certainly is on a Sunday, I know. I haven't actually been to Speaker's Corner in a while, actually. I might go back, maybe even this weekend. Typical days around 12 to 15,000 steps. Today will be less for sure. Record is 25,000. So it does vary massively. Like the crunchy noise, actually. Not quite gravelly, but it's a bit crunchy. Yeah, summer will be crazy busy. We got very lucky with this, actually. Having it this quiet, it's almost like a private tour, isn't it? There's no one here except for those two girls. Actually, wait, there's a few people over here, but it's virtually deserted, which is good, to be honest. I mean, you get a good look at it this way. Yeah, definitely good for my heart, for sure. Thank you very much, Dimanche. Okay, now again, the beautiful, look at the reflection here. The reflection of the tree there in the water of the fountain. Wow. It's a perfect symmetry at that one spot. Crazy. Beautiful. Yeah, very much so. It really is quite perfect, isn't it, to be honest? Very tranquil, very relaxing. I should actually just get a camera and put it here and film for 2 hours in 4K and just leave it. Like sort of YouTube, if I call it YouTube relaxation video, Hyde Park. I'm glad to hear that, Psych Nurse. Thank you very much for sharing that. Yeah, we just got lucky. This wasn't even planned today. We were not, there was no. I had no notion we'd end up in Hyde Park. It was only when we encountered that homeless girl who shouted a little bit that I walked away. So it's good. She almost pushed us into here, didn't she? In some ways. Otherwise, we would have ended up at the boring Royal Albert Hall instead, which was going to be the end. Yeah, it is. Me too, Yannicka, funnily enough. I'm sure that already exists. I'm 99% certain somebody would have already filmed this, from a static position for many hours and then popped it on YouTube. It's inevitable. Almost everything else has been filmed and sort of, put a relaxation video, like log fire relaxation, that kind of stuff. There is only a fountain. It's a little bit more animated during the summer when it's switched on. That's why it might have looked somewhat unimpressive, shall we say. Anyway, here's the very best spot for the very best picture in the entire park, folks. I'm going to get on here. Damn it, they closed the gate. Yeah, there's a small pontoon here. Look, a very small pontoon. Welcome, Lynn, and thank you. A very small pontoon. Bit dirty, obviously. But they've chained the gate. That's a shame. I'm tempted to step over it, but at the same time, I don't want to. I don't like to break the rules, as you guys know. That corner there where the pole is literally the single best spot for a picture of the bridge. You know what? I'm not going to go over, but I'll get pretty close. It'll be the last picture of the day, actually, just for Insta, folks. So I'm going to try and get super close. I'm going to leave you guys with a view of the bridge. I'm only literally going to be like 1 minute or 2 minutes maximum. See, look at that. We've got. Welcome, Lynn. Hi, welcome. Oh, we will massively be out and explore. I haven't even yet been to Regent's Park for any of the lives. I cannot wait until we get some better weather, until it's very, very reliable. That's better. I'm just going to focus it there for a couple of minutes while I try and get the perfect shot. It's a shame the pontoon is closed, everyone. Yeah, it is unfortunate. But 1 second, let's get a very clear. You know what? I'm going to slightly move the tripod because otherwise it's all going to fall in the river. I'm literally right next to the river's edge here. 1 moment, folks. Okay, that's it. One leg's a bit higher. That's stable. Okay, we're good. You live in Regent's Park. Are you a secret swan? A swan in disguise. Okay, let's see if we can get the great shot of the bridge there and this light before it goes. It's very close to finishing, actually, that light. Okay, I think I've got the right one. 1 second. Yep, came back quite well. Let me just pop that on the Insta. First time lucky there, beginner's luck. It does look super, actually. It's beautiful. It really is quite spectacular. Oh, even caught some ducks. Got some ducks in the picture as well, inadvertently. Anyone know what the bridge is called? I can't remember if it's a Serpentine Bridge. 1 second. I'm just going to call it the Serpentine. What the hell? We all know what it is. 1 second, folks. I will get moving. 1 moment. Yeah, it is, isn't it? It's quite spectacular. In fact, it's flawless. No, it really is quite flawless. Yeah, perfect in every way, every conceivable way. Yeah, this has been recorded separately. I did record this specifically for YouTube on the 4K camera, so it will be put up. Yeah, I will put this up as well because we've got great light today. It would be silly for me not to. I think I might get one extra extra little picture at the end here. There's a very very nice shot under the bridge here. It's lovely. In fact, by some luck, the final bench is available here. Look, right in front of the bridge. Okay, so for the YouTube viewers, yeah, this will be the end. Thank you very much to everyone that was watching on YouTube. I sort of to give a little pan across the Serpentine here toward the bridge. It is quite sensational, isn't it? Especially with this light, you know, the reflections of the trees, those leafless trees. Yeah, these are the final views for the YouTube video over London's Hyde Park and the Serpentine here. So everyone that's watching on YouTube, thank you for joining me on this walk. It was fun. Yeah, it was a lot of fun. Thank you for watching on YouTube.